going, but good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome along to the Sports Corner Live. We are back once again for another night of action, but this time not in the Champions League, in the Europa League. Apologies for a little bit of a later start. We've had some real issues. If you don't know, in the UK, BT is shit and they haven't got all the games actually on TV. So we've had a bit of a nightmare trying to get everybody a game to be able to watch tonight, but we've got a full house. We've got plenty of games to get through as kickoff is approaching us. Roundabout now, some of these games might have already kicked off already. Usually we go through the lineups and stuff. What I'll do is while the games are going on in the background, I have got some of the lineups set up, but because we've had issues, we have had to obviously tweak which games are being watched and which ones aren't. But as I said, got a full house tonight. I'm going to bring the boys in very quickly, ask them for a score prediction, what they think of their games, and then hopefully we might have some goals tonight, because we already had two games earlier today. We had a brilliant match for Manchester United, a 4-0 win. And then we had Slavia Prague. Not a bad result for them in the end, but no goals in that one, which is a real shame indeed. But as you can see on the bottom of the screen, we've got all the games coming up tonight. The likes of Lille, Ajax, Benfica, Arsenal. We've got Maccabi Tel Aviv versus Shakhtar. Can't forget that one as well. And then a whole host of other games. But put in your comments and your questions throughout the goal show. And without further ado, some of the games will have kicked off now. And very quickly, we will go through each person covering the games tonight, roughly, so you know who is covering what. So we are starting off tonight with Royal Antwerp. They're taking on Rangers. I think these two have actually played each other before in the past, got previous history. Quite a while ago, these two sides in European competition. And to watch this game tonight, it is going to be Adam. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, Josh?
Good, good. I'm looking forward to my game. I know we've had to obviously make a few changes tonight.
Yeah.
So quite last minute for you. But in terms of Rangers, they've had a fantastic season so far in Scotland. Yeah. Been really good in the Belgian league as well, Royal Antwerp. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I think it will be a good 1-1 tonight.
1-1?
Roof to score for Rangers as well.
Interesting shout. We'll have a look at the lineups a little bit later on, but thank you very much, Adam. Adam, covering that Royal Antwerp Rangers game. We'll bring him in, of course, as the night continues. Just going to move my camera back. Please don't disconnect the camera. It usually does, and it doesn't. So let's move on to the next game. We've got Red Bull Salzburg taking on Villarreal, and well, KD, he knows Red Bull Salzburg very, very well. They were the post-hitting, I say merchants, but they've just become so technically gifted at hitting the post, KD. I'd rather ask you then how many goals we get tonight. How many times is Salzburg going to hit the post?
Well, it was a feature of our Champions League watchalongs, wasn't it, when I watched Red Bull Salzburg? But they're just a good team to watch, to be fair, and I'm looking forward to an entertaining game tonight. Two teams which might be dark horses for this competition overall. I tipped Villarreal to win it from the start. But I think tonight is going to be quite a close game. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Salzburg, though.
2-1. Interesting shout. Very, very good game on paper, this one. Red Bull Salzburg getting knocked out of the Champions League, of course, in that group with Atletico Madrid and Bayern. They take on Villarreal, who actually led in their group alongside the likes of Sivasspor. Thank you very much, KD. We'll bring KD in as we continue on within the night. Let's move on to our next game, though, because we've also got another brilliant game tonight, which sees Lille taking on AFC Ajax. And for a second, he thought he wasn't going to be able to watch it, but he's been able to get in the end. Celebrations for you. How are you doing, Kieran?
I'm a lot better now. The heart rate's just slowly coming down after we found the game. But yeah, I'm all right, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing good. And I mean, for when we did the draw, we said we thought this was going to be one of the standout games on paper, didn't we? Lille, of course, being a fantastic side in France. Ajax, a brilliant team anyway. Do you think he's going to live up to the hype?
This is the problem. We've put a lot of expectations on it between us. Like, some people that maybe don't tune into other European leagues wouldn't have put a lot of impetus on this game, but us lot together have gone, it's going to be hopefully two teams that attack, and they attack very well. They're the star players. Yazic is the top goal scorer, Josh, so I'm hoping to see some of him tonight. I hope it's not 0-0. I'll go with a 2-1 Lille.
2-1. Interesting. We saw earlier today, we were saying, and weren't we actually before the stream, that a lot of the goals, a lot of the games today, had a lot of goals in them. I think was it? Did you say 2 or 3 of them didn't have 3 more goals?
Out of all of them, it was 3 altogether, including the early kickoff that didn't have more than 3 goals in them, and unfortunately, one was Rowan's 0-0. So hopefully, I don't get Rowan's game.
No, fingers crossed. You've had quite a bad tendency in the past to have pretty boring games, but hopefully tonight, Lille Ajax could be the one for you.
Yeah, I hope so, but I don't want to put too much pressure on it because I know I'll jinx it.
No, fingers crossed. Thank you very much, Kale. We'll bring Kale back in a little bit later on, of course. Lille taking on Ajax tonight should be an interesting game indeed. I know you guys are putting loads of comments in. I will look at your comments in a second because we've got one more game tonight, and this is a real firecracker. Maccabi Tel Aviv taking on Shakhtar Donetsk. Well, you've got a lot of history with Israel, and how about this for a tie? An Israeli for Shakhtar and an Israeli inside. Couldn't have got a better game.
Exactly, it's the perfect game in the first round of the knockout stage of the Europa League. And to be fair, Shakhtar, obviously the reigning champions of Ukraine, Maccabi Tel Aviv, the reigning champions of Israel. I think they're both currently second in their respective leagues right now. Yeah, but it's 2 champions faced off against each other, and like I said, it's half of the Israeli team from Maccabi Tel Aviv, and obviously Manor Solomon, the Israeli Ronaldo for Shakhtar. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the game. Hopefully, get some goals. I'm not expecting to write a lot, but yeah, 5 minutes into our game, it's been a bright start. So hopefully, it stays the same throughout the entire game.
Hopefully it does. Thank you very much, Will. Will's going to be covering Maccabi Tel Aviv taking on Shakhtar Donetsk tonight. You never know with those types of games. Always tends to be firecrackers around the Europa League, no matter what goes on. And then, of course, you're wondering, what am I covering tonight? I've got the game between Benfica and Arsenal. I wasn't actually going to do this one at first. I was going to do Granada-Napoli. But as I said before, if you live in the UK, you'll know that BT have got a horrible, horrible system this year where they've got something called digital exclusive. So you can't actually access these games if you're watching on a console, if you're watching on a telly. You have to watch these online, which I think is very frustrating indeed. But I've got Benfica-Arsenal, and we're 5 minutes into this game. And it's a very, very good start indeed. But let's have a look at you guys and see what you've been putting in the chat, because there's a lot of messages. Kyle putting, hey all, how are we? Doing good to see you in the stream, as always, Kyle. I'm going to stop for a second, though, because Hector Bellerin's in the box. So we're going to try and cross the ball into the path of Odegaard. Gone out of play for a corner. Daz put, evening, Josh. How are you doing tonight? And evening, guys. I'm doing fantastically well. The boys are doing brilliant if they get some goals tonight. Ask them in 90 minutes' time, and it might be a completely different answer. And then Tubbs is in the building. How you doing, lad? He says, hello, Josh. Good to see you, Tubbs, as always. Who's watching the Arsenal-Benfica game? It's me. So you've got to put up with me talking crap for the next 90 minutes. Jordan, how are you doing, buddy? He's put Benfica to beat Arsenal 4-1. If there's 4 goals in this game, you'll hear me scream about 5 times tonight, which you can't complain at all. And then Josh, another Josh in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. He's put, I have to agree with Adam. Antwerp and Rangers says 1-1 all over it. You never know. We'll have to find out, of course. Adam going to be watching that Rangers game, so he'll keep you up to date with that one. And then Tubbs put, you saw the Leverkusen Young Boys game. I swear it was just like the Mumbai City versus Bengaluru game. Well, I'll tell you what, I didn't watch it, but I kept an eye out on it, and ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Fair play to Young Boys. Brilliant, brilliant result for them, of course. Winning 4-3 in a match where Leverkusen were about to come back and maybe go on and win the game, but a good result for them. Just remember tonight, by the way, I strongly suggest not to put any spoilers in the chat of any of the games, only because a lot of these boys will be a little bit further behind than the rest. So try not to spoil the results tonight. But one of the games that we're not watching, and quite a decent update, so thank you, Jordan. Goal for Hoffenheim. So we've already had 1 goal on the night. Of course, 2 other games going on that we're not watching. Technically 3, actually. We've got Mole taking on Hoffenheim. That's already had a goal in it tonight. And then the other game is Granada-Napoli. I'll keep you up to date with the scores of those 2 games. But as I said, try not to spoil in the chat because, you know, if we see a little goal, for example, if somebody puts it in the chat, you know, Kyle might be a little bit behind and I don't think he wants to know the scores before he's seen them, which I know there was a few comments earlier on today, people putting in the scores. And we do like it, but we don't want to spoil our reactions and our atmosphere because, of course, we're all here for a good time. But going back to that point, we have had the first goal of the night. Hoffenheim taking the lead against Mole. Don't know who scored that goal yet, but we will find out very soon. And then David's in the stream, says, evening, Shagger. Long time no speak. How are you doing, you Shagger? Hope you're good, David. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Cal putting, I want Benfica to win, but I can see Arsenal maybe scoring a few if they play like this in the rest of the game. And yeah, do you know what? It's been a good, been a pretty good start to this game so far. a lot of balls being chipped over the defence of Benfica, which I will actually look at the teams that I did write up a little bit earlier on today. And, so far, Arsenal have been offside 3 times, but they've been trying to hit the ball over the top of Benfica. And the home side have struggled so far. And funnily enough, the last game that we covered with Benfica, KL will have very good memories of it. The 3-3 draw against Rangers, probably one of the best streams we've actually done on this channel in terms of reactions. Just a brilliant game. But Arsenal coming forward here. Another ball chipped long, trying to get it towards Bukayo Saka. And it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Helden Liete. David asked, have you had a bet on today? Yes, I have. I do have a bet on today. And, well, I had a bet on this morning that it was a 10p bet. And it was for every team to score in the Europa League today. And Slavia Prague and Leicester City were 2 sides that ruined that. So cheers, Slavia. Although it's a great result for the Czech Republic side. But the bet I have got on today, I've got 2 of them, actually. I've got Benfica, Arsenal, Lille, Ajax, and Red Bull Salzburg, Villarreal, both teams to score in both halves. If that comes in, £141 for that. So I'll be a little bit more up if I do. Well, let's find out first, because it's probably very doubtful something like that is going to happen. But you never know with the world today. Thomas put, Jordan can't help it. I know he can't, and fair play to him. He's very, very good at being able to keep us up to date with the scores. But you can sit back and relax tonight, Jordan. Enjoy your football, because it's a bloody good night of action with those 7 games going on. Jordan's asked, Chelsea UCL stream next week. Yes, we will. We are covering all of the Champions League games on the channel, so do not miss out at all on the content that's coming your way. So we will have that game. We'll have the Lazio Bayern game. We'll have Gladbach City, and we'll have Atalanta Real Madrid as well. So don't miss out on our UCL action over the next few days. And then John says he's got some Mentos Spearmint. I've got a can of Pepsi and a Buxton bottle of water. So not quite the same as having a bit of Mentos right now, but you need your drinks when you're talking for 2 hours straight. But I can say, as I said earlier, we've had the first goal of the night. That came from Mold Hoffenheim. And it is a very nice Israeli night of action. Pil Wheat will be absolutely delighted. Munas de Boer getting on the score sheet for Hoffenheim. So 1-0 in that game to the German side. And look at his celebration. He's loving it. He didn't get to see it then. Fist pumps and everything.
Loving it. I mean, there were rumours, wasn't it, that he could have gone to Leipzig. Is that true? He could have gone to Leipzig in the summer.
I think he was linked with them.
Yeah. But yeah, he's... can I say, he's an Israeli legend in bagging him in for Hoffenheim. But Maccabi Tel Aviv actually in, as you've just had him in, Josh. Oh, and it's a save. Oh, has he missed? No way.
Thought we'd got the first chance of the night.
That was good timing, wasn't it? So Maccabi Tel Aviv were in behind. It's just been given offside, but they were in behind. I don't know who it is, because I don't know after the team, not going to lie. But he's in behind. It's a really good save by the goalkeeper. And as the keeper saves it, comes out to someone on the edge of the area. He dribbles it into the box. He's about 8-9 yards out and skies it over the bar. It wouldn't have counted because they were offside, but oh my word, what have I just witnessed there? But yeah, it's still 0-0. The game's been all right so far, to be honest. It's actually been entertaining, end-to-end stuff, but hopefully we get a goal soon.
Hopefully we do. Thank you very much, Will. Hopefully it's a good night for the Israelis, because we've already got a goal, just not for your game so far.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I think with the way it's looking, I think there will be a few goals in this game, definitely. But I say that, I'll probably jinx it now. Probably finish 0-0, but we'll have to wait.
Hopefully not. We'll have to find out.
Hopefully not.
Thank you very much, Will. We'll bring you back in a little bit. Maccabi Tel Aviv 0, Shakhtar 0. Don't worry about trying to name the players tonight, Will. There's going to be a lot of very complicated names. Not just for Maccabi Tel Aviv, but for Shakhtar as well. But that should be a good game to watch out for. Very under-radar match, I would have said. Not one of those games which I think is a neutral you'd expect to want to watch. But I've said it before in the past, there's so many games in the Europa League where they tend to end, on aggregate. They'll have 9 goals in the game. Sometimes they'll finish like 5-4. That's the type of game, in my opinion, that could turn out to be a nuts match over time. But we are going to have a first little update from the Lille Ajax game. Yellow card gone to Edson Alvarez, the Mexican. So an early booking in that game. Of course, Lille taking on Ajax tonight. That one should be a very, very good game indeed. And hopefully we do get a few goals from that one, because that's another one of those games that I do think could maybe end with quite a few goals on aggregate by the end of the 2 legs. Tubbs has put, sadly, we only have Chinese crappy tea here in the Philippines. Daz says he's got orange and lemonade, then a can of Foster's. Is that to celebrate any of the results tonight, Daz? You'll have to tell me in the chat. Cal's put nice strong cup of Lyon's, Lions. I'm just saying it's Lyon's, the football club. The football club's got a gold blend tea. They're selling some sugar and a bit of milk. Jordan's saying tea for me. And then Tubb says tea is winning. Jordan saying as well, Young Boys game was crazy. Did anybody actually watch that match? Because, of course, if you were in the stream a little bit earlier on today, you know Rowan will put a bet on. I think when they were 3-0 down Leverkusen. So fair play for him to cash it out and take the money there, because it was only late on in the match when Young Boys actually went on to win the game. David's asked, who do you support? I'm guessing who do you support? I support the mighty Millers, Rotherham United, one of the greatest sides in the world. But unfortunately, they're not participating in the Europa League today. They're participating in the Championship on Saturday afternoon. So got a few more days to wait until I see my side in play. And we've had a chance in the game. First chance of the night between Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal. I'm going to ask it because I haven't asked this for quite a while. The last time I asked this question, it was a yes. Have Red Bull Salzburg hit the post, Kieran?
No, but it's another case of poor finishing, Josh. And it's my best friend, Patson Daka, this time. It's so unlike him, this, to be finishing like this. We know from the FM save that he whacks these in. It's a really good move from Salzburg. Put down the right-hand side to Susic, I think it was, who just put one into the path of Patson Daka, and he just went for the near post, didn't catch it at all, and it's straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. But a good chance for Salzburg, and I'm not going to lie, this game's been pretty dead so far.
Not a good start. Hopefully, we can see a bit of an improvement in the game. Thank you very much, KD. As it currently stands, Red Bull Salzburg 0, Villarreal 0. Another one of those games where on paper we said we're looking forward to that type of match. Salzburg, very good attacking side, did great against Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Villarreal looking one of the best sides in the competition so far. I'm pretty sure they finished their group on the most points, is what I wanted to say there. The most points and the most goals as well. So quite an impressive start to life in this Europa League campaign for Villarreal. Whether we get something like that in the knockout stages, we'll have to find out. But 0-0 as it currently stands in that game. Lots of time to go. We are only 15 minutes into tonight's match. And I did say to KL before we went live, I'm kind of hoping, we've still got 75 minutes left, but we saw a lot of goals in the earlier games today. I'm kind of hoping I've not jinxed it, because we've only had one goal in the first 15 minutes. And I'm pretty sure we had about 6 or 7 already in the first 15 minutes of the 5:55 kickoff. So hopefully I haven't jinxed us this time. But Arsenal-Benfica, let's take a moment to talk about this game, because it has been a very good start for the away side. Arsenal looking, as I said, to chip the ball long towards Aubameyang. And it actually looks like they're playing a 4-4-2. It looks like Emile Smith-Rowe and Bukayo Saka are kind of shifting positions from time to time. And talking about Arsenal, they're going to come forward here. It's Martin Odegaard just outside the box, Norwegian, trying to get his way into the box. Wants to play a ball to Bukayo Saka on the right wing, but his ball is just a little bit too heavy. The pass, is a little bit too heavy. And in the end, he doesn't come into the box and anywhere close to Saka, and it's cleared away by a Benfica backline that consists of the likes of Otamendi, of course, former Manchester City player. So he's already had some experience of playing against Arsenal in the past. And a player who certainly has had a lot of experience in the past against Arsenal, Jan Vertonghen, former Spurs player. So there will still be a little bit of hatred for Arsenal tonight, but in the red colours of Benfica. So it's a little different situation for the Belgian, but Benfica struggling in Liga NOS. And when I mean struggling, they're not doing bad, but Sporting dominating the league. They've not actually lost a game this season. I think Benfica currently sat in 5th place, so quite a drop down from what we tend to expect from Benfica. And as for Arsenal, I'm saying Benfica have had a drop-off. Arsenal have done even worse. Sat somewhere in the league that's probably lower than 10th right now. I haven't checked it in quite a while, so I couldn't possibly tell you. But I think either way, whether Arsenal were 9th or 8th, at the end of the day, it has been a pretty shocking season for Arsenal. So not been really good, has it, in terms of the Premier League side of stuff. But the goalkeepers had to come out here. Hayton Leite does really, really well to actually just head the ball down and clear it away from his goal. And he was very, very lucky, because had he not got a touch on the ball, I think Aubameyang would have had it and no doubt put it in the back of the net, of course, coming off the back of a hat-trick against Leeds. We've had another update. The yellow card's coming out tonight already in that Lille Ajax game. Kale's put in the chat, yellow for this Zeki Selic. Ref must work at Clinton's. He's loving a card tonight. Well, Valentine's Day was only a few days ago, but talking about Valentine's Day, it's a lovely ball, and how's Aubameyang missed that? Well, he's been given a lot of love this season from the Arsenal fans, Aubameyang, and I wanted to make that about Valentine's Day, but there'll be no love for the chance he's just had there. It's an absolute sitter. He's missed from about 5 yards out in what you would expect to be the most simplest of finishes for the Gabonese forward. And, well, it really should be 1-0 Arsenal. It really should be 1-0 Arsenal. And it's a mistake at the back. I think it was one of the centre-backs. I'm pretty sure it was Verissimo who's playing on the left-hand side, who just gave Aubameyang a little bit too much space to be able to get through on goal. And he's absolutely fucked it, if I'm being honest with you. A big chance there for Arsenal, though. Will's just put the Tel Aviv keeper is literally just called Daniel. No second name. So at least there's one easy name for you to talk about tonight, if he makes a few good saves. But look at the chat. Seen some of your questions. Jordan's asked, have you heard about the Henry to Bournemouth rumours? I have. I'm pretty sure he'll have been watching that game against Rotherham last night, and you never know. Maybe he might prefer to join the Mighty Millers instead after a 1-0 defeat to Bournemouth. But it was an inspired performance from us. But I'd rather keep Guardiola. But I know Bournemouth, if we're being honest, Bournemouth, they need a manager. Jonathan Woodgate, as much as he's got experience at the highest level, playing for Real Madrid all those years ago, they do need a proper manager, because we all know how it went for Jonathan Woodgate when he was at Middlesbrough now, don't we? It was a terrible, terrible season for them. Cal putting great goalkeeping there, saved Benfica from conceding. They're talking about conceding. They're coming through yet again here. Long ball towards Emile Smith-Rowe, but the ball's just a little bit too heavy and it'll go out of the play for a Benfica throw-in. So another chance wasted there. Lots of long balls tonight from the away side. Looking confident so far in this game, Arsenal. David's asked in the chat, opinion on Man City potentially winning the quadruple, Premier League Cup, FA Cup and Champions League. It's only going to be a treble. Maybe even just the Premier League. Maybe even just the League Cup. Who knows? I don't think they'll win the Champions League. Maybe they get a treble. But I think the Champions League is for other clubs. I mean, KL right now, he's agreeing, and I think he'll be thinking maybe Gladbach will go on and win the Champions League and knock him out. But chance here for Arsenal to come forward. Aubameyang flicks the ball into the box, but there's no one there. Referee's called it for offside anyway. But Will's put in the chat, Tel Aviv's winger is called Dan Bitton. He's Nurbitton's second cousin. So we've got some interesting players on the pitch tonight in that Maccabi Tel Aviv game. If you don't know, Will, big fan of Israel. We did a virtual Euro tournament, which we've spoken about before. He got Israel. And luckily for him, there are some good Israeli players on the pitch tonight that he might remember from that tournament. So good game, that one so far, from the sounds of it, from what Will said earlier. 0-0 as he currently stands in that one. And I need to update it, actually, because Hoffenheim did score. So I'm just going to very quickly update that now. And Hoffenheim, of course, 1-0 up, courtesy of an Israeli. That was Munas de Boer who got the early goal in that game. And we've also had another goal elsewhere tonight. Granada, one of the other games that we're not watching currently, doing really, really well this season in the Europa League, qualified for the knockout stages in their first time ever in their history. After qualifying into the Europa League for the first time in their history, they might be able to potentially squeeze through to the round of 16 for the first time in their history, because they're actually, give me 2 seconds, I was about to say they're 1-0 up, they're now 2-0 up. Napoli not having the best of starts tonight. Let me just quickly change the scoreline there. They are 2-0 up in that game, 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes. First goal coming from Manchester City loanee Yangel Herrera. And then the second goal of the night coming from former Chelsea player Kennedy. So Granada running riot in Spain already. 2 goals up to the good against Napoli. Are we maybe about to see another similar situation to the game that we saw tonight between Young Boys and Leverkusen? We will have to find out indeed. But we've got a chance. We're going over to Israel. Maccabi Tel Aviv versus Shakhtar. He's not in Israel. He sat at home watching the game. But what's happened in that match, Will?
Chance for Shakhtar and 20 minutes gone here. Shakhtar, they've been dominating the possession, to be honest. I mean, Maccabi Tel Aviv started brightly, but yeah, it's been all Shakhtar since then. And it was a big chance. I mean, the chance lasted about 2 minutes. They were just kind of probing on the Maccabi Tel Aviv box. Solomon picks it up in the area. He digs out a cross in search of Alan Patrick, but it doesn't come to anything. But then Alan Patrick, with a brilliant turn, puts it into the box. And I believe it's Junior Moraes has the shot, and it's well saved by the goalkeeper. And no one was there to pounce on the rebound, so the keeper managed to jump back on it. But yeah, an early, I'd say probably a half chance for Shakhtar. It's probably been their best chance of the game so far, but they've been dominant. And to be honest, it's looking like it could be an easy night for them if they can get that first goal. I think the floodgates could open, to be honest with you.
We'll have to find out. Thank you very much, Will. Currently stands Maccabi Tel Aviv 0, Shakhtar Donetsk 0. Lively start to that game. As sad as it is to sound right now, actually sounds like the most interesting game of the night in terms of chances, which who would have thought that? But we've still got lots of time. We're only around about, I think, 20 minutes into tonight's game. And the best game of the night so far is the one that I was going to fucking watch at the start of the night if BT didn't mess up. Granada 2-0 up, of course, against Napoli. 2 goals in 2 minutes in that one. BT are so rubbish, aren't they? But there might be a chance here for Arsenal. Aubameyang's gone down, and I think the referee is not going to give a free kick. Aubameyang not happy there with the ref. He's protesting, saying that he thinks he deserves a free kick, but right decision in the end. Really, really weak foul it would have been to give for a free kick. But we are going to go over to Adam for the first time tonight. There's been an early sub for Rangers. Of course, Rangers looking to potentially get the title in a few weeks' time. I think they need 4 or 3 more wins, and then they've got the league. Who's come off with an injury, Adam?
It's the captain. Is it James Tavernier? I know. Big player this season as well.
He has, and I'm pretty sure, wasn't there something going around, was it yesterday, about he was supposed to have had an injury? And then he put a picture up saying he didn't, and now he has.
Yeah, okay, now he's gone off, 24 minutes in, it's gone off, and they've replaced him with Balogun, so...
Not the change that Rangers want.
No, not good.
How's the game been so far, first 25 minutes? Has it been action-packed or a bit dry?
It's been a quiet one. They've both been just testing out each other, really. There's not been a proper chance, just a few half chances, to be honest.
Thank you very much. I think Josh put earlier in the chat, he said it was going to be 1-1. You said it was going to be 1-1, and at this rate...
It could be.
Could be right indeed. Thank you very much, Adam. Royal Antwerp 0, Rangers 0 in that game. And as I said before, what a situation for Rangers now. As we said, yesterday, apparently it was rumoured Tavernier picked up an injury. He put up a picture on Twitter saying he was training, he was all right. And now he goes up and picks up an injury. I can't even say that's karma or anything because it realistically isn't. It's just very, very unlucky and very coincidental. But not the best of starts in that game. Royal Antwerp 0, Rangers 0, 25 minutes on the clock in that one. Still waiting for the first goal of the night in that game. I can't believe it. We've got 5 games going on tonight. And the only games that have had goals are the ones that we're not bloody watching. What's the chances? I've jinxed it. I honestly have. I mean, Kieran's putting the fist pumps up. Maybe soon we might get a goal. Fingers crossed. Because it's going to be a very long night if I'm sat here for 90 minutes talking shit. Arsenal coming forward here. Can they give us the first goal of the night with the games that we're watching? Because with the way it's going, Maccabi Tel Aviv are going to score first before some of the best European sides in world football. And they're not going to pass back. So it does actually give me a moment to very quickly talk through the results that we had in the earlier games today, while things have gone a little bit quiet. So you'll be able to see on your screen now, these were the results from the 5:55 kickoffs. As much as I'd love them to be the actual results that we've got right now, they're certainly not. Although I'm going to stop for a second, because Arsenal could be forward here. Hector Bellerin, just outside the box on the right wing, plays the ball to Martin Odegaard, who's looked the brightest of the players so far. Plays the ball to Bukayo Saka on the right wing. Nothing's going to happen there. So you can see the scores. Manchester United, a big 4-0 win against Real Sociedad. What a result that one is. I don't think many Man United fans would have expected that result to come their way. Wolfsberger, the Austrian side, 4-1 defeat to Tottenham. That one's looking pretty much done and dusted. Good result for Tottenham tonight. Very good performance from Gareth Bale as well, who certainly been an outcast since joining the Premier League side on loan from Real Madrid. Olympiacos 4, PSV 2. If you watched the first half of that, you were given an absolute treat. 5 goals in that first half. 2 goals from another Israeli, Aaron Zahavi. Good performances from the Israelis tonight. Slavia 0, Leicester 0. Good performance for Slavia. Good result in the end. Leicester, of course, looking very good in the league. Young Boys 4, Leverkusen 3. Game of the day so far. AC Milan Red Star Belgrade 2-2. Red Star were down to 10 men in that match. Brilliant result for them. 94th minute equaliser that one was. Braga losing 2-0 to Roma. They were down to 10 men. And then Dinamo Zagreb 3, Krasnodar 2. But we've got a penalty. We might have the first goal of the night. We're going over to Salzburg Villarreal. Who's been given a penalty, Kieran?
Yeah, it's for Villarreal. I mean, they've just had the first chance of the game. It was whipped in by future stars Estupinan. And it was a free header from Moreno in the box. And you know what Moreno's like. He loves those opportunities. You'd bet your house on him scoring it pretty much. And he just put it so far wide. But, I mean, the camera cut back and Villarreal were on the attack. Alcacer backheeled one into the path of the absolute set-piece merchant, Danny Parejo. And Christensen just come across him and wiped him out. And, I mean, the VAR's still checking it. But for me, it's a penalty. So, and now we've got that awkward bit where we decide if it's going to be given a penalty or not. So there's a bit of silence.
There is, and I'll fill that silence for a second because we've had another goal elsewhere tonight. Yet again, in one of the games that we're not bloody watching. Hoffenheim 2-0 up in their game. Will, there's a De Boer party going on. He scored his second of the night, and he's got two within the space of 20 minutes. 2-0 Hoffenheim, 2 goals for De Boer.
Well,
and Arsenal coming forward here. Was clearly
given, and Alcacer is going to take the penalty. Up against the Salzburg goalkeeper Stankovic, who played quite well against Bayern Munich in both the games. So we're going to see if Alcacer can put Villarreal in front and give him an away goal. And yeah, like I said, that bit of awkward silence before he takes it, Josh.
Got to try and fill it up here for a second. Is he going to put it away? Where are we going? Top left?
Stepping up now, and it's saved by Stankovic. Oh, it's an awful penalty. It's a really bad penalty from Alcacer. Scuffs it into the bottom right. And I mean, the commentator just said that Moreno actually gave the ball to Alcacer for him to take it. And Stankovic has saved it. 0-0 still.
Well, we're still waiting for the first goal in our games tonight. Thank you very much, KD. I would say, well, he's pretty poor on our FM save, isn't he, Sisan Stankovic? Not going to really talk about him much, but he's made a penalty save tonight in real life. Good save there. 0-0 between Salzburg and Villarreal. But let's go to Kieran L, because there's been a chance in this game between Lille and Ajax. Not had any goals in this one so far, but he's had the first real big chance of the night.
It's Ajax, and they've definitely deserved it because they've been much the better side. They've been controlling possession, but the first chance of the game did come for the Dutch side, and it was on the edge of the box with Alvarez. That man who's been yellow carded. He went to try and dink a ball over the back four, and it was headed clear, but only to the path of, I think it's Reinsch, who, it's Anthony, who hits it on the volley. Mainan comes out well and smothers it, and it hits him in the chest and goes out for a throw-in. But first big chance of the game, and it's been a slow one, Josh. I won't lie to you.
So hopefully it improves as time goes on. Thank you very much, KL. Big chance there. Lille 0, AFC Ajax 0. I will come over to Adam in a second because there's been a big chance in that game. But we've had our first goal of the night in the games we're watching. And you couldn't have predicted it, could you? Maccabi Tel Aviv, Shakhtar Donetsk, Will, who scored the first goal?
1-0 Shakhtar, and this goal's been coming in. I'll tell you what, it's an absolutely fantastic goal. He's picked up by Marlos on the right-hand side, who's looked lively all night. Him and Tyson have been absolutely fantastic. He plays the ball over the top of the defence to the left-hand side. I think it's the left-back, Matvienko. I might have completely butchered his name, but he gets to the left-hand side. First-time ball into the middle of the box. Alan Patrick, first-time finish with the side of his foot. Daniel, the goalkeeper, gets a hand to it, tips it onto the post, but it goes in. Unlucky, to be fair, but just a fantastic move from Shakhtar. Literally 3 passes, and it's a goal. And it's a well-deserved lead for Shakhtar 30 minutes in, but we'll see if Tel Aviv can respond.
Perfect night for Israeli football. Zahavi scores 2, De Boer scores 2, Shakhtar take the lead.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I want to see Tel Aviv get back into it and make it an interesting game, but to be honest, Josh, I just can't see it. Shakhtar look too strong. They've got too many skillful players. Like if you look at the players they've got, they've obviously got Tyson and Marlos, Alan Patrick, Solomon. They've got some really, really good players. So it's going to be very, very tough for Tel Aviv to get back into it now.
It's going to be a very tough night indeed. Thank you very much, Will. We've had our first goal from our 5 games we're covering tonight. Maccabi Tel Aviv 1-0 down to Shakhtar Donetsk. Of course, Daniel in goal. He'll be a little bit disappointed with himself, but all that matters is that we've got our first goal on the board. But we're going to go over to Adam because there has been a big chance in that game between Royal Antwerp and Rangers. Adam, you put in the chat, Morelos has missed a one-on-one. What happened?
Yeah, well, great through ball to him. He had so much time. Took it away. Everyone thought he took it away. He's probably the first person you'd think that you'd want on a one-on-one, to be honest, in this game. And he hit it straight to the keeper. And that's the first big chance of the game. And Rangers are starting to get a foothold in the game, to be fair. They're looking the better team. So,
thank you very much, Adam. The question is, do you think they can get a goal? I'm guessing there's about less than 15 minutes before half-time.
Yeah, I reckon they can. Looking better now.
Looking better indeed. Thank you very much, Adam. 0-0 between Royal Antwerp and Rangers. First real big chance of the game going to Morelos. The first real big chance of this game between Benfica and Arsenal was that Aubameyang chance we saw early on in the game where the ball was lovely from Saka, fed inside the box, and it was a very, very strange miss for somebody who'd scored a hat-trick at the weekend against Leeds. Should have done much better in that situation, but since then, we've genuinely not really had much going on. This isn't going to live up to the 3-3 that we had a couple of months ago. between Benfica and Rangers, which will, as I said, be one of the best watch-alongs we've done in quite some time, just for the game and the quality of the match. But Benfica not really done much in this game so far. They've had little chances to come forward. Adel Taarabt, of all people, has been a little bit of a nuisance at time. Well, we saw him back in his days at QPR, quite a silky player to watch, and he's certainly improved his career again at Benfica. But I'm going to stop for a second because the outcome forward here, it's going to be Pizzi, plays it to Julian Weigl. Now it's going to be back to Weigl again, and it's just patient build-up, and both sides off to a really, really slow start in this game. But we had a chance in the game between Salzburg and Villarreal. The last time we went to that game, we had a penalty for Villarreal. It was missed. Is it Villarreal getting back into the game a little bit more, or Salzburg taking it to the away side, Kieran?
I'm just going to stop because Salzburg have it in the box. It's come to Mwepu on the edge of the area. Christensen to the back post. Really good ball to him. Berisha tries one into the box. The chance came from when it was Villarreal again who have really taken hold of this game. It fell for future stars Estupiñán in the box, and he should have just whacked it at goal, and he probably would have scored. Instead, tried placing it across the box to Alcacer and Moreno, who were coming in back post. Both of them missed it, but it was a really good chance for Villarreal to open the scoring. I mean, they've been the better side by far in this game.
It sounds like the game's getting better. I'm guessing, you've got around about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, about 11 minutes till halftime.
I asked Adam, of course, in his game, do you think maybe there's one of these two sides that can break the deadlock early on before the first half begins, ends even?
Villarreal probably should have broken the deadlock. I mean, they had a penalty, but Salzburg have not really been in the game at all, to be fair. They look a little bit dejected. I'm not going to lie. Up front, they've got nothing up there. I mean, they've got Daka and Berisha up there, but they just can't find them at all. Villarreal are swarming the midfield, and they're playing really well.
Good game so far for the Spanish side. Thank you very much, KD. I did say earlier, as the first half began, still doesn't feel like it has begun for most of us tonight. Only one goal in the games that we're watching, that coming from Shakhtar Donetsk early on. But going back to that point with the Red Bull Salzburg-Villarreal game, I think one player that Salzburg will be missing massively, of course, is Szoboszlai, who left to join the other Red Bull side, Leipzig, a couple of weeks ago. So big loss for them in terms of the attacking side of play. But Villarreal doing very well so far. Still no goal in that game. Still 0-0. If you are new to the stream, please don't forget to leave a like and a subscription on the channel if you haven't already. We are pushing towards 1,900 subscribers. We will be doing this Europa League Goals Show for as long as we can do it until we get to, well, it'd be the semi-finals, wouldn't it, realistically, when it'd be the first time where we couldn't do the Goals Show. But we're going to try and cover every single Champions League game live for the rest of the season, which I think we can do no problem. And we're also going to try and cover the majority of Europa League games live every single week. I think next week, these games will be on at 5:55. So we will do probably this again at 5:55. And then, of course, we'll have the second legs of the games at 8 o'clock to go on. So another big week of action coming up. You don't want to miss it. Tuesday night, we've got UCL. Wednesday night, we've got UCL. Thursday night, we're going to have more Europa League football. So it's going to be very good fun over the next 2 weeks because we've only got about 10 minutes left of this first half, of this match at the very least. I would assume there's around about 10 minutes left of the rest of the games. And as it currently stands, Royal Antwerp currently 0-0 against Rangers. There was a big chance, one-on-one opportunity for Alfredo Morelos in that game. He missed that alongside an injury for Tavernier. So not good news for Rangers in terms of that injury. Hopefully nothing too serious there. Benfica Arsenal hasn't started, and I wish I was joking. Doesn't feel like really both teams have played yet. Hopefully these two sides do kind of turn up in the second half. It's been pretty poor. Only one big chance in that match, the Aubameyang opportunity, which is around about 15-20 minutes into the game. Lille Ajax, that one's still 0-0. There's been plenty of cards, but not plenty of opportunities. Still waiting for a chance in that one to really kickstart that game. The best game of the night so far, which is really sad to say, Maccabi Tel Aviv 0, Shakhtar 1. They've got the first goal of the night in the 5 games that we're watching. That came courtesy of Alan Patrick, the Brazilian. And then finally, of course, Salzburg 0, Villarreal 0. This could have given us the first goal of the night. There was a penalty that was given to Villarreal. It was saved by the goalkeeper, Sisan Stankovic. It was quite interestingly, as KD said earlier, Gerard Moreno was going to take it. He actually gave the penalty to Paco Alcacer and he missed it. So a big opportunity in that game for the Spanish side to take the lead. And talking about a goal, we get one. We're going over to the Antwerp Rangers game. 1-0 lead, Adam. Who scored?
It's Aribel. Poor keeping, though. came out of roof, kind of looked to get the ball. Keeper tries to take it off him, but kind of let the ball go in his hands. And Morelos got hold of the ball, passed it back to Oebo, and from about 25 yards out, he just pretty much put it into an open goal. So
very poor indeed. We've had a lot of goalkeeping howlers over the last few weeks, haven't we? I think that might be another one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Not good indeed. But Rangers in the lead. Thank you very much, Adam. 1-0 as it currently stands in that game. Might still have the 1-1 prediction on, but nice early goal for Rangers in the first half. Gives them that confidence boost that they need. Going into that second half, where if they can get a few more goals, it'll make things much more convincing when they go back to Scotland in a few weeks' time. Not really much to say about this game, if I'm being honest with you. It makes me really depressed that I didn't put the Granada-Napoli game on, because that one's still 2-0, although Bellerin's coming into the box. Fumbled opportunity, and it's going to have to play for a corner. Heldon Leite makes a good save, and it was Emile Smith-Rowe causing real problems for the back line of Benfica right now. Really poor clearance from Otamendi, which is probably the one player on the pitch you'd expect to make numerous mistakes. Just fumbles the ball, and Emile Smith-Rowe tries to take an opportunity on, but Heldon Leite makes the save, and Arsenal are going to get a corner here. But we're going to go over to Will, because there is a potential penalty check. Is it a chance for Shakhtar to go 2 to the good, or have Maccabi got a chance to get back in the game?
No, it's a chance for Maccabi, and they won the ball high. It's the first time I've seen him attack really tonight. They won the ball high, and Dan Bitton whips in a cross. Kind of a nothing ball really, but for some reason, I don't know why. I think it's Vital, the Shakhtar centre-back. He kind of just holds on and like wraps his arms around the upper body of Pesic, who goes down. And I thought it looked like a penalty. The referee waved it off, but he's currently watching the monitor now on a VAR review. Yeah, you can stick with us if you want, because he's still looking at the screen. He's going to make a decision now.
I'll keep you
and
in.
No penalty. So basically, what he's done is he's gone like that, no penalty. Then he's pointed at the spot. He's not no penalty. To be honest, I think Maccabi Tel Aviv have been robbed there, because the ball was in towards Pesic. He probably could have won the header, but the defender just jumped on him and put his arms around him. Brought him down to the ground. But yeah, the referee sticks with the original decision. No penalty to Maccabi Tel Aviv, and now Shakhtar on the attack again into the middle there, but it's well blocked by Tibi and cleared away. But yeah, still 1-0 Shakhtar. But I think Maccabi Tel Aviv are hard done by there.
Big chances indeed. Thank you very much, Will. Maccabi with a massive opportunity to maybe get a penalty just as we begin to reach the end of the first half. And what a big chance we had in the game between Benfica and Arsenal. I don't know how the ball is not in the back of the net, but I genuinely, it's so hard to describe what went on there. Arsenal pretty much had an open goal from about 5 yards out and somehow still didn't put the ball into the back of the net. Really, really strange. And Arsenal so far, I'm not even going to say just Arsenal, both teams not really living up to the hype of what this game might have expected to bring. But who knows, maybe the halftime team talks from both managers could maybe bring this game to life. We have had a goal elsewhere, though. We've had a goal for Molde. Molde are back in the game against Hoffenheim. That game is 2-1. The goal scorer being Martin Ellingsen. That's in the 41st minute. And the Norwegian side have got a chance to potentially maybe come back in that game. They're still, of course, 2-1 down. Munas de Beer with 2 goals in that game. But Molde getting back into it. 3 goals in that match. Hopefully, we might get a few more in that game. But we're going to go over to KD because there's been a goal finally in the game between Salzburg and Villarreal. We had a penalty early, which was saved. But this time the ball's in the back of the net. But who to, KD?
Yeah, redemption for Paco Alcacer. He's put Villarreal 1-0 ahead. It's come from a really, really strange thing, to be honest. Because, I mean, Solly, the Salzburg centre-half, fouled, I think it was Parejo, like about 35 yards out. Didn't need to make the challenge at all. Absolutely no need to tackle him at all. Hacked him down, got a yellow card for it. And from the set piece, Parejo whipped it in. It was headed on by Moreno and headed in by Paco Alcacer with Stankovic left flailing. And I mean, redemption from the penalty miss, but it's poor from Salzburg. And they've been poor all night.
Massive redemption indeed. Thank you very much, KD. Villarreal finally with a 1-0 lead in that game over Salzburg. And as KD perfectly put, redemption for Paco Alcacer after missing his penalty. Massive, massive opportunity in the game. For the Spanish side to take the lead. He missed it after being given the ball. He wasn't actually going to take it in the first place, but he finally does get his goal, and that is massive redemption. And real bad situation potentially for Arsenal. I don't know whether this is going to be an injury that's going to have to force a substitution, but we've got a player down here for Arsenal, and I think the player down is looking like Martin Odegaard. No, actually, Emil Smith-Rowe's gone down. The one player I think Arsenal fans are praying doesn't get an injury here. He's gone down. He's hopefully going to be all right to continue. It doesn't look anything serious. But the medic has come onto the pitch. Of course, he'll come off, and he's walking all right. But we'll have to see what happens there, whether we do have to have an early substitution for Arsenal in this first half. But they have got a corner here, which I'll talk about in a second. I will talk about that tournament as well, Jordan, very, very soon. I'll talk about that at half-time. But there's going to be a corner here for Arsenal, which is going to be put in by Martin Odegaard. Can Arsenal get a goal here with about 1 minute and 20 seconds before the first half finishes? So the Norwegian attacking midfielder puts a really poor ball into the box, but Gabriel does get a touch on the ball, but it's in such an awkward position that Heldon Liete in the goal is not really tested at all. And it's been a really, really poor game. Not been much to talk about in this first half. And as we always used to do with our Champions League ones, we will at halftime, we'll look at the stats of the game, we'll bring the boys in respectively one by one, and we'll talk about everything that's going on in these matches and really get a rundown, because there's not been many goals so far, so it is going to be a little bit frustrating, but there's still plenty of action to come in the second half. But Benfica looking to come forward here, ball lofted along towards Luka Waldschmidt. Doesn't get to him in the end, and I'm pretty sure with the way it's going here, we are going to be ending pretty much with a 0-0 draw at half-time. But we've got a goal, and Adam, his prediction is spot on right now. Goal for Royal Antwerp. Who scored it, Adam?
It was Avenatti, Partey's first goal for the club. Never heard of him myself, but it's been playing up front tonight. It's been doing all right, to be fair. But Antwerp responded quite well after the Rangers goal, to be fair. It's been all them. It was a nice header looped over McGregor, so quite a good goal.
Big moment for Antwerp indeed. Your prediction, spot on now. Just needed to be the same for the second half. Thank you very much, Adam. 1-1 as it currently stands between Antwerp and Rangers. And we were going to say, of course, earlier, that might have been the confidence booster for Rangers at half-time. They're going in now level. And massive goal set for Antwerp, considering Rangers did get the away goal there just before the first half finished. But let's go over to KD, because there's been another chance in his game. Villarreal with a 1-0 lead. Or Salzburg getting back into the match, or Villarreal looking to dominate, Kieran?
And there is another chance for Villarreal, and it's a really good chance. It's quite unfortunate with how it's ended up coming off, to be fair, because the ball fell to Parejo at the edge of the box, and he had a shot from about 20 yards, I think it was, and it's going in. There is no doubt in my mind that ball is going in, and he just hits Gerard Moreno square on the back of the head to stop it going in. And of course, he's given offside, but he's so unlucky for Villarreal, who deserve to be 2-0 up. But 1 minute of added time in my game.
That's all good. Maybe 60 seconds might be all that Salzburg needs to get a goal back in this game. I doubt it, but 1-0 to Villarreal in that game. Lots of time left, of course, in the second half for the Austrian side to get something back, but it's looking doubtful. But we've got 1 minute of additional time here, which has been pretty much played. Corner for Benfica, which the referee, I'm pretty sure he's about to blow his whistle anyway for half-time. We've also hit half-time of the game between LOSC Lille and Ajax. That one currently 0-0 as it stands. Not really much going on there apart from a few yellow cards. The best game of the night so far, technically speaking. Maccabi Tel Aviv, Shakhtar, and yes, that one only had a goal in it, but there's been plenty of chances, including a penalty shout for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Will said Maccabi very sorely done in by that potential look at a penalty, which wasn't given in the end. And Maccabi even maybe struggling a little bit to hold on to the Europa League semi-finalists of last season, but plenty of time to get a goal back in that game. And who knows what will happen in that one. That one is currently 1-0 to Shakhtar Donetsk as it currently stands. Daz has asked, what's your prediction for Arsenal tonight? With the way that this game is played, it's 0-0 because we're going at half-time 0-0. Both sides looking very, very poor indeed. But I'll talk you through that a little bit more when the rest of the games are finished, because we've still got Salzburg, Villarreal, and we've also got Antwerp Rangers still going on in the background. We've also still got Molde Hoffenheim and Granada Napoli still going on too. I'll talk about those two at half-time as well, because those two have probably been the better games on the night, and none of us have even had a chance to watch them, which is a real shame and kind of sums up how this 8 o'clock goal show has gone so far. But don't worry, because we've got plenty more to come in terms of the next halves. Hopefully the team talk, some of them get a good bollocking, because we need goals, not just to make this watch-along interesting, but to make these ties interesting going into the second leg, because right now they're looking pretty boring indeed after the first 45 minutes of action. But let's have a quick talk as we reach half-time across the board in the games on that match between Benfica and Arsenal, because it's been pretty poor if I'm being honest with you. 59% possession for Arsenal, 41% for Benfica. And in terms of opportunities, 3 shots, 1 on target for Arsenal, which was probably not even the Aubameyang chance. I think that will have been classed as off target. It's a really, really poor miss. And then we had 2 shots, 1 on target for Benfica. Now, I can't even remember that 1 shot on target, if I'm being frankly honest with you. So I've got no idea there. But I'm going to stop for a second because that Rangers game is still not finished. There's another injury. Who's picked up an injury this time, Adam?
It's Kemar Roof this time, the ex-Leeds man. Looks to be like a hamstring strain or something, but that's not good for Rangers, you know. That's 2 injuries in the first half, and Ryan Kent's just come on, which isn't a bad change, to be honest, for Rangers.
No, not at all, but two injuries before we've even hit the end of the first half.
Well, he's just come back for injury as well. So,
wow, not good at all. And it means your game's probably going to be going on for a few extra minutes at this rate.
Probably, yeah. Should be about half time now, to be honest. So we'll see.
But not good at all. Thank you very much, Adam. Another injury in that game, 2 injuries. We'll talk about that one a little bit more in a few moments. We'll bring Adam in and talk about that one as well. And we've had another goal elsewhere just before half time. I was saying Mould might have got a bit of a chance to get back in this game. Hoffenheim have made it 3-1 just before half time. Will probably think in his head as De Boer scored a hat-trick. Unfortunately, I am going to ruin that, Will, and say no, he's not. Baumgartner, the Austrian, has picked himself up a goal in that game. So it's now 3-1 Hoffenheim just before the end of the first half. And Will's reaction was fuck's sake in the chat. So hopefully De Boer gets a hat-trick at some point in that game. But Hoffenheim running right in that match, doing really well so far. 3-1 lead. But I can't really say much about this game, if I'm being honest with you. Been pretty shocking. Both sides looking poor. Aubameyang having that biggest chance of the game. He missed a real sitter. I think there was a chance for Emil Smith-Rowe as well, which should have been put into the back of the net. And I could have been sat here saying Arsenal with a 2-0 lead, but they go into the break 0-0 as it currently stands, and a lot of work to do for both sides, considering how poor both teams have been so far. But I think we'll start going across the board. I assume we're getting towards half-time the rest of the games. It's half-time now in the Molde-Hoffenheim game, half-time in the Granada-Napoli game, and it's also half-time, I believe, in the game between Villarreal, which means we are just waiting now for Antwerp Rangers, which I believe will probably be around about 6 or 7 minutes into additional time. So Adam will be one of the only ones left at the end of the game unless somebody else gets a serious injury to still be playing football. But we'll go through the games while we've got a bit of time to talk. And let's start with probably the best game of the night, which is quite crazy to say. Maccabi Tel Aviv, Shakhtar Donetsk. Will, you know, you came into this game optimistic about this match. Has it lived up to the hype for you?
It has indeed, but I think Adam just put something in the chat, which is a big moment in his game. If you want to go over to him.
I am indeed. I'll keep you in here because Antwerp have got a penalty. Talk us through
it. Yeah, literally 6 minutes into additional time, and he was giving it away there, but it's edge of the box. The Antwerp player's trying to turn. Rangers player just clips him, and it's a pen this deep into half time, and it's a good turnaround for Antwerp.
Massive turnaround. Question is, are they going to be able to put it away?
We'll see now. We'll see.
Big moment in the game.
7 minutes into additional time.
Well, I'm going to say it's going to be probably going towards like 10 minutes of additional time at this rate.
Yeah, it will be.
Our games will have started before the time yours has finished.
Yeah. Mivailov taking it.
Oh, Israeli legend Rafalov, what a player.
Another one. Israelians left, right, and centre tonight.
Everywhere tonight.
Here he comes. He scored 2-1.
He's done it. What a goal. Brilliant work. Never in doubt indeed. Thank you very much, Adam. I presume there's probably going to be another 1 or 2 minutes of time left, considering of the injuries and that. But 2-1 lead for Royal Antwerp. We'll bring you back in a little bit because I was going to say, Will, you know, your game's lived up to the hype so far, but the Israelis over the last couple of hours have been running the show in the Europa League.
They have. It's mental. You've got De Boer dominating for Hoffenheim. Rafalov just scored a penalty. You've got you've got tons of Israelis playing in this game, Shakhtar and Maccabi Tel Aviv. And it's actually been a really entertaining game. Shakhtar have dominated it without a doubt, which you would expect. They've got the much better players. I think Marlos has run the show completely in midfield. Yeah, Dor Peretz, who is the captain for Maccabi Tel Aviv, and he's actually starts for Israel. You know, he's been struggling to keep hold of Marlos in the middle of the midfield. So he was the man that created the first goal, which was a fantastic finish from Alan Patrick, where Daniel just couldn't keep it out. But yeah, Shakhtar deserved lead, but Maccabi Tel Aviv have had spells. They had that chance early on in the first half, which were offside, and then they had that penalty shout, which personally I thought were a penalty. I thought they got really hard done by there, but still 45 minutes to go, still plenty of time for him to get it, to get him level, because it's still only 1-0. So Shakhtar dominated, but they need to put the game away.
Yeah, they have. I'm looking at the stats. His domination in terms of possession: 70% for Shakhtar, 30% for the home side, Maccabi Tel Aviv. They've had 3 shots free on target, Shakhtar. Of course, one of them come from Alan Patrick with a goal. 3 shots none on target for Maccabi Tel Aviv. But do you think they'll go in at half-time and say, we expect it to be dominated, but we've still got a chance to get back into it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they were without doubt the underdogs going into this game, without a doubt. But with it only being 1-0, and football's a crazy sport, anything can happen. I mean, look at Royal Antwerp, how they've just turned it around in Adam's game. So you never know. Maybe if they get a lucky penalty or a lucky goal from a set piece, anything can happen. But I'd predict that probably Shakhtar might come out in the second half and try and kill the game off, because there's been more opportunities for Shakhtar where it could be like 3-4-0 by now, but the keepers pull off some good saves and they waste some opportunities. So we'll have to see what happens in the second half. But I won't be surprised if Maccabi Tel Aviv just come out and throw the kitchen sink it, to be honest.
They've got to go for it, and who knows if Shakhtar can get maybe 1 or 2 more away goals, it'll kill the tie off fairly quickly, because you can't see Maccabi scoring 3 goals in Ukraine, can you?
No, it's very unlikely. I think they need to get at least a goal tonight to keep the tie alive. The next goal's big in this game, because if Shakhtar get that second away goal, the floodgates could open. Whereas if Maccabi can get it and tie the game up, then they're right back in the tie.
So they can indeed. Thank you very much, Will. Maccabi Tel Aviv 1-0 down to Shakhtar Donetsk, courtesy of Alan Patrick. That game still got plenty of time left in it, of course, in the second half. We have actually reached half-time now with Royal Antwerp Rangers. And I think we've got to go over to Adam, because it's now looking like the best game of the night. Adam, you've had 2 injuries, 3 goals, and a penalty. Quite a dramatic first half.
It has surprised me a lot, actually, Josh, to be honest. I was expecting, at most 1-0, 1-0, sorry. If not a 0-0, but surprised me. I was quite excited to watch Rangers play. I haven't seen them play yet this season. But they haven't been at the races, to be fair. I mean, they've had 2 injuries, though, but they haven't been great.
No, and for Antwerp to go in at half-time, I think was it about 10 minutes of additional time you'll have had there?
It was about 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah. To go in at half-time with a 2-1 lead, looking comfortable in this game so far. If they can maybe get 1 or 2 more goals while Rangers are a little bit off the hook, it could make Rangers really, really tough battled in the second leg.
Definitely. Well, they've got the away goal already, which they'll be happy to get that. But I can't see them getting much more from this game, to be honest. They haven't responded well after they scored. They've let Antwerp just come onto him, so I can't see them getting much from it at all.
No, it's going to be tough. I've got the stats up. Rangers doing quite right on shots-wise. They've had 8 shots, but only 2 on target. Antwerp, they've had 3 shots, 2 on target. Both of their goals coming in the 45th minute. 45th minute for Avanetti, as you said, first goal for him at Antwerp. And then 45th plus 8th minute for Rafalov to get the second goal. What do Rangers need to do you think, in the second half to get back in this game?
I think they just need to go for it again. Before they scored, they were doing perfect. You saw them with the amount of shots they've had. All them pretty much came just before they scored. So just keep doing what they're doing before. But at the time, they had Kemar Roof on the pitch. So, but Ryan Kennett isn't a bad player to have. He's more of an impact player, isn't he? So
yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, the 1-1 prediction's out of the window for you. But I guess when you've got 3 goals in the first half, you might be on for another good game tonight.
I can't complain.
No, it's been a good game so far. Thank you very much, Adam. 2-1 Rangers. Sorry, not 2-1 Rangers. 2-1 to Antwerp as it currently stands against Rangers. And a quick kind of update for you if you don't really watch much of Belgian football. Royal Antwerp currently own former Manchester United and Leicester player Richard Delette. They also are former Fulham man Maxime Le Marchand. And they've also got a few other recognisable players from the past as well in that side. So a few former Premier League players of the past in there. Not necessarily the most amazing players in the world, but recognisable at the very least. Let's go on to the next game now. Salzburg-Villarreal, 1-0 to Villarreal in that game. Certainly improved as the game has gone on, Kieran. We talked earlier about how Salzburg are missing Szoboszlai, of course, moving to Leipzig. Tough game so far for the Austrians, hasn't it?
Yeah, they look really off the pace, I'm not going to lie. They look different to the side I watched a few months ago, Josh. I'm not going to lie, of course. They're missing their main man, Szoboszlai, but I mean, the only bright spark has been number 11, Aronson, who looks like a really, really good player, of course. I think he can't be that old. I may be doing another high-side situation, but he can't be that old. He looks really, really sharp on the ball. He might be the next Szoboszlai. But apart from that, for Salzburg, there's been no other positives. I mean, Villarreal have kind of come out and part of quite a professional performance. I mean, they'd be disappointed to miss the penalty, but they've played quite well. And I'm just thinking, right, why did Danny Parejo not take the penalty? Because he's not set-piece merchant Parejo. Do you know what I mean?
It's a very fair point indeed. I would have thought he would have taken it. But quite funny enough, gives me an opportunity to plug the website, because there is a piece on the website about Brendan Aronson, which was wrote by our good friend George Oliver. So if you do want to check that out, it is the sports-corner.com. The link will be on there to click, of course, check out the article. Well worth reading if you want a bit of half-time reading. Well worth the second half to begin. But what do you think Salzburg have to do to change the game up? Because Villarreal, as I said, looking like one of the best teams in the group stages. They've got max points. I think they've got the most goals. Salzburg have got a tough game in their hands.
I mean, they've got a few players on the bench that they could bring on, and as much as it's going to hurt me to say it, Patson Dak has not been in the game at all. They've got the likes of Karim Adeyemi on the bench and Okafor on the bench, Benede on the bench as well. Players that can come on and maybe change the game. But for Villarreal, it's just more of the same, really. They've played quite well. Just stick a few more chances away, and this tie could be over before they have to welcome Salzburg to the second leg.
Could be indeed. Thank you very much, KD. As it currently stands, Red Bull Salzburg 0, Villarreal 1. Welcome to the stream, Alexa. Hope you're good. Good evening, lads. What mental scenes in Belgrade? Big result for Red Star tonight. Anteveni did go off, yes, with an injury alongside, I think it was Kamaru as well. But let's go over to our last game to talk about tonight. It's not been the thrilling affair that I think Kale would have wanted so far. Doesn't mean it's not going to be the same in the next 45. But you've had the most cards on the night, which I guess is a positive.
It is. I didn't even put one in. Yazici got one as well, you know.
Oh, free. Hat-trick of yellow cards.
Exactly. You know, we have 2 injuries and penalties. No, sir. We have 3 yellow cards, and that's as important as it's got, to be honest with you.
But how's the game been overall? Because I'm looking at the stats, and from an outsider's perspective, it looks like Ajax are dominated. Yeah, it's all Ajax.
They just got comfortable possession for the majority of the half. I think you'll see, I'm pretty sure it's 71% or something like that.
69%, which is bonkers for these two types of teams.
Well, and to be playing away from home as well. They're not playing like the team that have had to travel to France. They're playing like the home side. Lille, for me, they've not put enough pressure on the ball, and when they have got the ball, they're not keeping possession enough. They're just booting it, and it eventually goes back to Daley Blind, who's kind of been orchestrating things, you know, the experienced head in there. To pick out, you know, I'd love to pick out players for you that have impressed me. I mean, Renato Sanchez has been okay for Lille, but that's about it. So in the second half, I think Lille need to, you know, one, get their foot on the ball. They're the home side. They need to, you know, be on the front foot a little bit more, but also keep hold of the ball, because they've not had enough of it in that first half. But to be fair, Ajax haven't threatened. It's just been a very nothing half.
Hopefully the second half is better, because I'm pretty sure very soon you'll be getting back into it. But as it currently stands, Lille 0, Ajax 0. Hopefully we'll get more updates from KL as the game progresses, if we get some opportunities, because that's what we've lacked. But very quickly, I am going to say, I know Jordan's asked me to chat about the FIFA tournament. I'll say in a second with that. We've got more content to still come on the channel over the next couple of days. You do not want to miss out on some of the brilliant watch-alongs we've got to come. So, of course, we are currently watching the 8 p.m. kickoff goal show right now, so you don't need to worry about that. You're here, you're watching it. Good fun. Well, I say good fun, but we need goals for it to be good fun. But we have got a few other ones going on in the background as well over the next few days, including tomorrow morning, where you'll be able to see the A-League Watchalong, which is Adelaide United taking on Central Coast Mariners. That one is from 8 a.m. You can join Rowan for that on Friday. Should be a very good game indeed. A-League's been quite interesting over the last couple of weeks, although we didn't get to have one last week because of technical issues. And then on Saturday, 2:20, you can join KD and Rowan for a massive match. Third place Frankfurt take on first place Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Should be a good game indeed. And then we'll have a new episode of the Double Top podcast at some point on the channel. I'm just waiting to try and sort that out, to have a little bit of free time to record it, because it has been hectic over the last couple of weeks on the channel. So much content still to come, of course. We've got the Champions League and the Europa League still to come over the next few weeks. So lots of stuff to come. There's been a change in the Maccabi game. Dan Bitten has come off. Joses has come off, so real shame there. The second cousin of Nurbitten is off the pitch, which is a real shame. But I will quickly talk about that tournament. I know you've been asking, Jordan. For those of you that are wondering, there is a 32-player UCL FIFA Simmed knockout tournament that I'm looking to kind of produce in the next few weeks. You don't have to own the game. You don't have to have a PlayStation or an Xbox. It's a simmed tournament. So the way that it works is there will be 32 players in the tournament. There'll be a live draw to determine which team you get. And then it'll be a flat-out knockout tournament. One leg in the round of 32. You'll have 2 legs in the round of 16. The winner will get a cash prize. It's free to play. So if you do want to play, then please do put your name down below. Willie's making a list of the players that are participating. There are 16 players already in the tournament, and I haven't even tweeted it out yet. So if you want to play, it's first come, first served. Free to play as well, so you don't have to worry about putting any money on the line. So if you want to play, put your name down in the chat. Will note it down for us, and hopefully we can get a full house. Because if we get more than 32, then we might do a Europa League one as well. And then that means we can have 64 players play. But I don't think we'll get to that. I think 32 might be enough. But we'll find out. As I said, put your name down if you do want to play. But let's get back into these matches, because we are underway with the second half of tonight's games. Unless you're Adam, you've still got about another 10 minutes to wait for the second half, because Antwerp Rangers having quite a few injuries. But to quickly run through your scores, if you missed them at half-time, Lille 0, Ajax 0, Benfica 0, Arsenal 0, Molde 3-1 down to Hoffenheim. We've got Maccabi Tel Aviv 1-0 down to Shakhtar Donetsk. It's actually 2-1 to Antwerp against Rangers. Needed to update that. Apologies. Granada 2-0 up against Napoli. And then Villarreal currently 1-0 up on Red Bull Salzburg. So not necessarily been a great deal of goals in comparison to the games that we saw at 5:55. But let's hope that second half team talks have done much better, because there has been a change for Benfica. And a player I was quite surprised wasn't on the pitch from the start. Rafa Silva, the Portuguese winger, very, very pacey, very good, skillful player, has come onto the pitch in the second half. So I'm hoping he can maybe inject a little bit of life into the attacking side of Benfica's play. But Arsenal haven't made any changes yet in the game. They're looking quite comfortable, and Mikel Arteta fairly happy with what's gone on in the first half. But hopefully we'll get a few more goals as they come. John says he doesn't have an Xbox. You don't need one. You don't need one. It's a sim tournament, so you don't have to own the game to do it. It will be AI controlled, so you don't need an Xbox or a PlayStation for it. So you can still play along. It'll be the AI that plays out both teams to make it fair, so everybody's got an equal chance. But Benfica coming forward here. Going to be a chance in the midfield for the ball to play to Pizzi. Now comes to Diogo Gonçalves. Back to Pizzi again. Lovely footwork from Pizzi, and well, he just gets himself inside the box towards the right-hand side, and it's a weak effort that goes straight into the hands of Bernd Leno. But first big chance of the game, I have to say, for Benfica. A very small one, but a big chance in the complexion of the first 45. They didn't really do much in that first 45 at all. But hopefully, as I said, Rafa Silva gives them some life. They're going to come forward again here. Julian Weigl fouled this time. I think Granit Xhaka giving the foul away there, and the referee's going to pull it back for a free kick. Not in the greatest kind of area to hit this one, but I presume the likes of Otamendi and Vertonghen might come forward. And if they can flick this into the box, you never know. Could get a nice early goal in the second half. We'll have to find out very, very soon indeed. But Jordan House says he wants to play along. So another name in the chat there for the tournament. That's 17 of us in the tournament. It's filling up before I've even tweeted it out. But that's good to see. And what could be good to see here for Benfica fans is if this free kick is capitalised upon and put into the back of the net. Adel Tarat's going to take it. And less said about that, the better, is all I'm going to say. It's actually led potentially here to an Arsenal counter-attack. It's 3-on-7. And when I mean 7 Benfica players all running back to the free Arsenal. And it's very, very quickly stopped a chance at an Arsenal attack, although David Luiz is going to come forward here. Plays the ball to Bukayo Saka. Looks to dribble past the left back. Lovely ball into the box, and what a save from Helton. I think it would have been offside anyway, and the referee sees the flag of the linesman, and it is offside, but big chance there. And Emil Smith-Rowe, who had a chance to put the ball into the back of the net, would have been offside anyway. Great save from Helton, but as I said, very, very simple indeed, and it's offside. Ben Peterson is in the chat. How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're good. Welcome along. Good to see you in the stream as always. Kyle's put as long as they don't have to wait until 21-22 to participate in the tournament. You're all right, Kyle. It's not like what you said yesterday. PES 21-22, we won't be playing it then. We'll be playing it in a few weeks' time. Maybe even earlier, to be fair. The sooner I can get the names down and the positions filled, we'll get the tournament going as quick as we possibly can, and we'll start live streaming it on the YouTube channel while other games aren't going on. But Arsenal coming forward here again. Bukayo Saka tries to play the ball to Odegaard, doesn't get to him in the end, and Benfica just look to hoof the ball away. Much better start to this second half than the first. Arsenal looking lively. Benfica looking a little bit more lively as well. Let's hope that this continues on in the second half, because we've got 40 minutes left. But we're going to go over to Will, because there's been a chance of this game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar Donetsk. The away side in the lead. The question is, are they looking dominant in the early stages of the second half?
Yeah, I'd say it's been a quiet start to the second half of both sides, but it was another chance for Shakhtar. It's actually come from a Maccabi corner. Shakhtar go on the break. I think it's Junior Rise who gets at the edge of the box, brings it forward, finds Tyson, who then finds the left back again, Matvienko. I think it's been absolutely phenomenal tonight, bombing down that left-hand side. And he puts a crossover again, a really nice cross. And it comes to Marlos, he's also been very good tonight. Brings it down on his chest. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he just slips, just falls over his own feet. And the keeper, Daniel, dives on it. But that could have been an easy finish for Marlos if he had not fallen over. Another big let off for Maccabi Tel Aviv, who I must say the defence has struggled tonight. They've been out of shape quite a bit, and fortunately just be 1-0 down. But yeah, Shakhtar looking to get another goal.
Thank you very much, Will. 1-0 as it currently stands to Shakhtar Donetsk. Chance here for Arsenal. Saka puts it wide of the mark. Another chance goes wide. But we are getting chances across the board now, which is good for me. Get to sit back for a little bit here, because we've had a chance in the game between Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal. Villarreal, of course, 1-0 up as it currently stands in this game. Is it another chance for the Spanish side, KD?
No, this time it's Salzburg. And I don't know what the manager said to them at half-time, but they've come out and they've started really, really well. And it should be 1-1. I'm not going to lie. The chance is so clear-cut for Mergin Berisha. He should be putting these away. But it's a tale of can't finish again. Who would have thought? It's Daka who wins the ball back from Pau Torres inside the area and just puts it on a plate for Mergin Berisha, who is literally 7 yards out, full right-hand side of the goal to aim at. If he gets a proper connection, it's 1-1. Scuffs his effort into the ground and really makes the save. But in the opening 7 minutes, it has been all Salzburg, and I expect them to score quite soon.
Much better from the Austrian side. Thank you very much, KD. Of course, he watched them for large spells throughout the Champions League. They played fantastically well. And maybe now we're starting to see a little bit more of the Salzburg we know and love when we watch them in Champions League and Europa League football. We've had another chance, though, elsewhere. Finally, he's had a chance on the night between Lille and Ajax. Not a goal yet, but a confidence booster, Kieran. Who's had that confidence booster?
Well, it was Lille, to be fair. Ajax started the second half much as they did the first, having plenty of chances. But Lille, with probably, I would say, the biggest opportunity of the game, Timothy Weah got round the outside of the fullback, and the defender was wrong side. He squared it. It's an open goal, but a sliding Jonathan David couldn't quite connect with the studs and get it into an open goal. But better for Lille, but I still don't think they're at 100%.
Big chances indeed. Thank you very much, KL. I don't know if we've got a penalty call. Well, I don't know if the referee's given a penalty here. There is a penalty. Well, not really much was going on there. The referee, and I've seen this referee before, he's quite a weird one. He's very kind of preserved when it comes to his calls. Doesn't really tend to make a big song and dance about it. Penalty's been given here. Handball and Emil Smith. I think it's the right decision, but usually they point to the spot straight away. He didn't, and just kind of left it looming, so no one really knew what was happening. Bernd Leno was ready to take a goal kick, and he's given a penalty. So a chance here for Benfica to take the lead in this tie. And it's a brilliant, brilliant penalty. And it's a hop, skip, and a jump from Pizzi. And the Portuguese side take the lead in this game. It's 1-0 Benfica. And as I said, it's just caught me off guard there, because even I didn't realise it was going to be given as a penalty. Purely just because of how preserved the ref was. As I said, the Arsenal players were getting themselves ready for a goal kick. And then the referee just took the ball off Leno and dropped it down on the spot without pointing to the spot. It was really, really weird in the end. It's the right decision, and it's spot on from the referee. And it's a really, really nice penalty from Pizzi, who has been taking lessons, no doubt, from Bruno Fernandes. when it comes to the hop, skip, jump of a penalty. But Benfica take the lead in this tie. It's 1-0, and it's one of those where, as I said, kind of caught me off guard. You would have probably got a better reaction if not. But great penalty from Pizzi, and it means that Arsenal are going to have to come out firing with about 40 minutes left. And Mikel Arteta, he shows his frustrations. And, well, to be fair, both teams have been pretty average in this first 55 minutes. So it's nice to have that goal just to give one of these teams a bit of a confidence boost and push the other side out. But it's 1-0 to Benfica. Are we maybe going to see Arsenal liven up in this game? We'll have to find out. 1-0 in that match so far. Kyle saying Arsenal missing all these chances. Maybe their downfall and the reason why they won't win the Europa. And, well, got the penalty in the end there, so you timed that message perfectly. And then John saying another player stealing Jorginho's pen style and technique. Kyle saying stupidity by the Arsenal defender, clear pen. I'm happy inside. And I don't know whether it was just the fact that I wasn't kind of properly looking for a second and I missed it, but it was just the way that the referee picked the ball out of Leno's hands and gave it straight to Pizzi. It was a strange one. But 1-0 either way. There's been a yellow card in the game between Salzburg and Villarreal. Yellow card going to Christensen, but Benfica in here again. Oh, it's brilliant defending at the back from Granit Xhaka. Yes, Kale will be delighted about that one. Real good work from the Swiss midfielder. Comes back and does a brilliant bit of defensive work. I think it was the substitute, Rafa Silva, coming down the right-hand side of the pitch. Real good run, but Xhaka goes in with a sliding tackle, sweeps the ball away from Rafa Silva. And I think that could have actually been 2-0 had Xhaka not got the tackling there. So Kale will be delighted about that one. Brilliant for him. But although I'm saying that, Bukayo Saka's in now. Long ball towards the youngster. Still got the ball here. Then plays it towards Emile Smith-Rowe. Calls for a handball this time for Benfica, but they're going to play on here. This surely's got to be in, and it is. It's 1-1 instantly, and it's Bukayo Saka, the youngster for Arsenal, gives the Premier League side an instant equaliser. And they were calling for a penalty from a handball a moment ago, but it doesn't matter now because the youngster gets his goal, and it's 1-1 within a flash. And all of a sudden, this game has turned to life. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, the referee's put his hand up here. He's been told, I think, by VAR to check this for a potential offside. It's one of those where I understand why this might be checked. But while that's being checked, there has been a goal. I'm seeing the guys go mental in the chat. It's 4-1 Hoffenheim. De Boer has got a hat-trick. And Pilwheat will be absolutely delighted about that. 4-1 to Hoffenheim. Pretty sure they're going through to the next round of the Europa League unless something tragic happens tonight. But big result for them. And De Boer gets his Europa League hat-trick and take the match ball home away from Norway. 4-1 to Hoffenheim there. Big result indeed for them. But we're still waiting here for the decision from the referee on whether this goal is going to be given as an offside or not. And the referee gives it as a goal. It's going to count. Benfica 1, Arsenal 1. Once again, very preserved with his reaction there. And Arsenal have got that goal back. And it was a brilliant pass from Odegaard. He sees the run of Cedric, the fullback. Right decision in the end. Saka is onside. And it's put into the back of the net. Very simple finish indeed. Gets it past Helden. And it is 1-1 in this game. Hopefully that brings it even more lively as Benfica look to come forward now and instantly counter the goal that Arsenal just got. It's going to be Adel Taarabt. Going to hit this one long. And it doesn't come in the end. And I think that is a real waste of an opportunity for Benfica. But the goal's been disallowed. Oh, it's not good news. The goal's been ruled out. Munas de Boer does not have a hat-trick. And it's 3-1 Hoffenheim. And, well, there were scenes of jubilation for a second. And now it's scenes of sadness. It's 3-1 Hoffenheim. De Boer has had it disallowed. Real shame there for Will. I better be absolutely fuming about that one. There's been a few changes in the Villarreal game. I don't know why I added Katie in there. Sorry, lads. That's what I wanted to click there. Been a few changes in that game between Salzburg and Villarreal. Pedraza and Nino coming on. Alcacer and Gomez off. So a few different changes there for the away side. Still with a 1-0 lead in that match against Red Bull Salzburg. Will's put in the chat, he's fuming. He's not happy. De Boer has been discredited his hat-trick. He's not taking the match ball home right now. And he's got every right to be fuming. Poor De Boer. It was going to be a perfect night for the Israelis as well. Lots of goals from plenty of Israeli players across the Europa League. And the referee's taking away another one of those goals. Really poor indeed. Been a message in the chat. Carl's put my happiness decided they've had enough of being decided to piss off. Wonder why. And then in the chat, we've had another change as well. Lille Ajax. Yazici coming off. That's the top scorer in the Europa League, by the way, coming off there. And Luis Araujo, the Brazilian, is coming on. So potentially a slight tweak of the system for Lille in this game as they try and push to get the first goal of that match. But we've had the first goal, first 2 goals of this match, to be fair. They came in very, very quick succession indeed. It was Pizzi who scored in the 55th minute and Bukayo Saka who scored in the 57th minute. Although they're coming forward here again, Benfica. Ball from Diogo Gonçalves put into the box. Doesn't come towards the path of, I think it was Waldschmidt at there. Nunes doesn't get to him in the end. And a real waste of an opportunity for Benfica. And Arsenal now looking to counter-attack. This game has come really alive in the last few minutes. It's Odegaard dancing his way through, plays the ball to Saka, who's just inside the box on the right wing. It's a lovely ball from Saka, but he doesn't get to Aubameyang in the end. Great defensive work from Otamendi, who just gets a slight touch on the ball to keep it away from the Gabonese forward. Or else that probably would have been the second goal of the night for Arsenal. Big chance indeed. And there is a few more changes in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar Donetsk. Ben Chaim and Blackman coming off. That's not Jamal Blackman, the Rotherham goalkeeper. 2 changes there. Rikan and Golassa coming on there. So 2 changes in the match for Maccabi. And there's been also 2 changes for Salzburg as well. Aronson, the youngster, looking very lively in that game, KD told us earlier. And Susic coming on. Adeyemi and Okafor coming on. There's a big save for Bernd Leno. Still chance, though, for Benfica. Rafa tries to flick the ball back into the box for Nunes, and it's cleared away, and that's a massive chance for the Germans. And we've also got another chance of the game between Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal. Who's had the chance this time, KD?
And you know what, Josh? It's another half chance for the Salzburg, and they're playing really well. They just can't. They just can't finish. It's the story of whenever I watch Salzburg. They just can't finish, and it's Daka again this time. It's on the half volley. It's a difficult chance for him, and he whacks it wide, but it's a really good chance. And I mean, I said there was a goal coming. They've got 28 minutes plus added time left. To lose 1-0 would be a little bit disheartening, I think.
It would be indeed. But for them as well, they'll be thinking, even though they're away from home, they've still got a chance to get back into the match with only 1 goal in the game.
Yeah, and I mean, Villarreal are just playing really well. They're professional performance from Villarreal. They've got so many experienced heads on the pitch. So
big chances indeed. Thank you very much, KD. I'm going to stop for a second because there's a penalty in the game between Rangers and Antwerp. I'll come back to you in a second, KD, because who's been given the penalty? You'll have to tell us as Aubameyang misses a chance. Who's got the pen?
Yep. It's a pen for Rangers. Delay's pulled Morelos' shirt and given a pen away. It went to VAR initially, and it is a pen to be fair, but the ex-Man United man, Delay, giving the pen away there. So see who's going to take it. Captain as well, Delay.
Big chances. I'm just going to add him in 2 seconds. I saw hands on head. He was racing to put something in. What's happened?
It's absolutely unbelievable. Anthony was through ball. He chips it over Maignan, and Neres comes onto the chip. He's got an open net. He hits it off the bar from 3 yards. I cannot believe he missed. I was ready to type goal, but from 3 yards, he's hit the crossbar. I can't believe it.
Unbelievable. Thank you very much, KL. And it's 2-2. What's happened there, Adam?
It's actually Barisic with the pen, bottom right. As nice as you like it.
Brilliant work indeed. 2-2. Another game. You got 4 goals, Adam. Firing tonight. Another thriller.
I know. I love games.
Could never be me.
It could be never you. It's shaming it. But thank you very much, Adam. 2-2 in that game right now. 4 goals there. Brilliant game. And how's this one been for you, Kieran? Because it's not quite 4 goals, is it?
No. It's picked up a little bit. That was evidently the biggest chance of the game, and I'm not sure how he's missed. Blin's been yellow carded, notch it up. Come on.
That's 4 now, is it?
Yeah, get it.
But no, it's 4 yellow cards. That's about as good as it gets, isn't it, right now?
So far. And, I think Lille, for me, have really not impressed me at all. And to be fair, it was talked about that maybe they were going to go a little bit weaker in this game because they are fighting for the league title and it might be their best chance in years. Maybe they're finding it difficult to strike a balance this year.
It's been tricky for them, and it's been a tricky game for either side to break through so far. Thank you very much, KL. 0-0 in that game. And I always know with Kieran, because you see a very, very quick reaction to dive to the keyboard. And I know in that situation, just to put him in, because it's easier, because I know something's gone on, and hopefully he might have a few more moments in that game. 25 minutes left in that one, maybe to see a goal. And talking about goals, Adam, he's unbelievably, ridiculously lucky with the amount of games he gets that turn into absolutely fantastic matches. 2-2 in that game. Borna Barisic with the penalty put into the back of the net. And there is still time in that match for a couple more goals. And with the way that Adam's runs in our streams, he'll probably have another 5 goals by the end of the game. But it's 2-2 as it currently stands in that one. Rangers putting up a real good fight. They've had 2 injuries in the game early on. One of them being Tavernier. One of them also being Kamal Roof, who came off. So they've had injuries, but they're doing very well indeed. 2-2 in that match between Antwerp and Rangers. Probably the best game of the night so far. We have had a penalty missed in the game between Molde and Hoffenheim. Big opportunity in the match. And I'll tell you one thing, Will, look away, because Munas de Boer missed his penalty to get a second chance at the hat-trick on the night. He's absolutely fuming. Look at that reaction. He hates Munas de Boer right now. So he's not just had one chance tonight to get a hat-trick. He's now had 2, and he missed it. So he still stays 3-1 Hoffenheim in that game. And it just feels like de Boer is not going to get his hat-trick tonight. Whether that's fate or whether that's just de Boer missing chances. But he's still got a few more minutes. In fact, he's got 25 minutes to try and get another goal in this game. Plenty of time indeed. Another game I haven't talked about was the Granada-Napoli one. That's still 2-0 as it currently stands. Granada getting 2 goals in 2 minutes, one of them being from Yangel Herrera in the 19th minute, and one of them being from Kennedy in the 21st. I'm looking at the stats. Napoli have dominated the game possession-wise, but they've not had a shot on target. And I know from the past, Napoli have had very, very bad runs in the Europa League. I'm pretty sure this season they had a game where they played with Ajax, I think, the Croatian side. And I'm pretty sure one of the games it ended 0-0, and one of them it took them to the 90th minute to score a goal. So their Europa League look this season has been pretty poor. And right now they're still 2-0 down to Granada, who I've got to say have to be one of the dark horses of this competition for how well they've done. First time they've ever got into the Europa League. They've made it into the round of 32. And as it stands, with a 2-0 lead, might be going into the round of 16, knocking out one of the very biggest sides in this competition that you would have expected to maybe have gone on a fairly good run in this Europa League campaign, that, of course, being Napoli. But with about 25 minutes left of that game, still plenty of time for Napoli to get back into that one. But there's a chance here for Arsenal to come forward and get a goal in this game. Bukayo Saka tries to get around the Benfica defence, but it's Grimaldo does very, very well, acting kind of as a left wing-back tonight. For Benfica, does really well to stop the run of Saka, who has been the main figure tonight for Arsenal. They've been kind of forcing the ball to him a hell of a lot tonight, and he has been a menace. So it's completely understandable why Grimaldo's had a lot of work to do tonight. But Bukayo Saka looking Arsenal's liveliest player on the pitch. I'd probably say alongside Odegaard, who's been brilliant himself. Really, really good performance. And although Aubameyang's looked fairly quiet tonight, still time for him to maybe get a goal in this game. 1-1 as it currently stands in that match. So to give you a quick rundown as we head towards the final 20 minutes of these matches. You can see on the bottom of your screen, Lille 0, Ajax 0 in that game so far, being quiet there. Hopefully a few more chances in that match. As you can see, Benfica 1, Arsenal 1, 2 goals in 2 minutes from either side in that game. It's also Molde 1, Hoffenheim 3. De Boer's had 2 chances to get a hat-trick. One of them was disallowed for offside. One of them he missed a penalty. So it's been a good and bad night for Munas de Boer. We've also had a 1-0 lead for Shakhtar against Maccabi Tel Aviv. They've dominated that game, but still plenty of time for them to get a second goal in that match. Probably the best game of the night so far. Royal Antwerp 2, Rangers 2. Good performance from both teams in that one. 4 goals there. Granada 2, Napoli 0. Granada putting in a brilliant performance tonight at home in Spain against Napoli. And then, of course, Red Bull Salzburg 0, Villarreal 1. Been a pretty decent game for Villarreal so far. Salzburg looking to try and get back in that match, but time is running out. And time is also running out in this game for one of these two sides to try and take the lead. Now, I'm pretty sure that the second leg will take place at the Emirates. I know, of course, the whole situation with the German side having to play elsewhere has been a bit of an issue. I don't think we've got that necessarily right now in England. So I would assume this second leg will be at the Emirates. It's going to be a very, very well-contested game. Neither of these two sides been able to really break each other down. No side really dominating in the game either. Like, when I look at the possession stats, 58% for Arsenal, 42% for Benfica. But at points in this game, specifically in this second half, Benfica have looked a lot more potent on the ball when they've had it in the final third. And with 20 minutes left, you never know in a game like this. They've had plenty of opportunities in the past from late goals. But we've had a goal in the game between Villarreal and Salzburg. KD, who's got the goal of Salzburg back in the game, or have Villarreal got a 2-0 lead?
No, it's Villarreal, and it's the first real time they've ventured forward in the second half at all. And it's a really good run by Pedraza initially. He just loses the ball, but it's a good move to get it back out to the right-hand side. Moreno just whips it back in, and Nino, the substitute, heads it on and into the back of the net. And I mean, Salzburg, they've only got themselves to blame because they just can't finish, Josh. Who'd have thought it, eh?
Who'd have thought? Unbelievable. Thank you very much, KD. It currently stands 2-0 to Villarreal in that game. And the only game of the night that didn't have a goal finally has one. Lille Ajax. Probably one of the best games on paper in the Europa League this season so far. Who's got the opening goal of the game, Kieran?
Against the run of play, it's Lille, but it is all of Ajax's own undoing. It's a useless ball over to the Ajax left. It was Araujo, just hoofed it up down towards the Ajax end. Tagliafico goes for an awful back pass, and it's picked off by Timothy Weah, who slots it under the legs of Martin Stecklenburg. It's a terrible mistake from such an experienced defender like Tagliafico, but it's just an awful back pass, and it's been punished.
It's a massive mistake indeed, but a big moment for Lille, who take the lead in that game. Thank you very much, KL, because we've got another goal. They're flying in now. It's only took bloody 70 minutes for it to happen, and it's the one game which has already had 4 goals. It's now got a 5th. Question is, Adam, who's taking the lead?
Antwerp. 3-2 Antwerp. It's Hongla, edge of the box. Nice shot. It's hit the post. It's kept McGregor, on his feet. He can't do anything about it. Off the post in. Great goal.
Unbelievable. 5 goals, Adam.
5 goals.
You've got the luck on your side when it comes to picking games.
I'm loving it so far, yeah.
No, brilliant match overall. Do you think there's going to be a few more goals in it? 20 minutes left?
I think there is. The way it's gone so far, there has to be, yeah.
Has to be indeed. Who knows? We'll have to find out. Thank you very much, Adam. Currently stands Royal Antwerp 3, Rangers 2. And talk about a game that's 3-2. Mulder back in it. Well, is it going to be costly here? Munas de Burn missed 2 chances to get a hat-trick in the game. Mulder have now scored in that match to make it 3-2. It's Erjik Ulland Andersen in the 70th minute who's come on in this game as a substitute and got a vital goal back in the match. We're going to stop for a second because Benfica are in here. Darwin Núñez looks to curl one into the top right-hand corner, but misses it. But either way, Molde are back in the match, 3-2 in that game. And another thriller on the night is looking like their brilliant match between the Norwegian side and the German team. We've had a substitute in the Lille Ajax game. He's going to be a substitute for the away side. David Neves coming off the pitch and Brian Brobbery coming on. Brobby, what a name that is, brilliant name. And then there's also been a yellow card in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar. Tyson getting a yellow card. And just to say, that's been substituted as well in the Salzburg-Villarreal game. Former Werder Bremen man Zlatko Junuzovic has come off the pitch. And Frenchman Bernede has come on. And then Etienne Capoue has come off. And Jean Costa has come onto the pitch for Villarreal. So Villarreal with a 2-0 lead in that game, making substitutions with 15 minutes left of that match. But as you said in the chat, obviously goal for Molde. What a game that one's turning out to be. Molde probably never expected to really be in a game like that, and they're really giving Hoffenheim a very good fight. But you've got to say the same about Antwerp as well, 3-2 in that match against Rangers. Although Aubameyang's in here, chance for him. Oh, there's a real mistake at the back. And it was very nearly fumbled into the back of the net, not from Aubameyang, but from one of Benfica's own defenders. It was Verissimo who nearly tapped it into his own goal. But Aubameyang, yet again, he was one-on-one with the keeper. And I don't know what it is tonight about Aubameyang, but it's just not his night when it comes towards the final third of the pitch. Helden probably holding his breath for a second. Verissimo thinks he might have pulled something here. But a big moment in the game. And somehow, yet again, I'm saying Arsenal haven't taken the lead. 1-1 as it currently stands in this one, with plenty of time left. But we've got another yellow card in the Lille Ajax game. That's 5 now on the night. It's going to go to a wrench. I'm pretty sure one of the substitutes in the game, I think. No, been on the pitch since the start of the game. So the 5th card of the match. Not getting the goals, but he's getting the yellow cards, which nobody really wants. You want goals, don't you? I know we like a bit of feistiness, but you want to see plenty of goals. As he still stands in that one, 1-0 to Lille. Brilliant work from them against the run of play. Timothy Weah with the goal in that match. Brilliant indeed. But what a moment this is in the game between Molde and Hoffenheim, because I'm pretty sure Molde have just equalised in that match, which will be a real kick in the teeth for Hoffenheim because they had a penalty and a disallowed goal. I'm just waiting to see if this comes in or not, and it's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure Molde have just made it 3-3. I'm going to find out very quickly and see if that has actually counted. But what a game that one's turned out to be. Another one of those matches where you look, and it is, it's 3-3. Molde have completed the comeback. They were 3-1 down in that game. They've come back in the match, and it's going to be Fofana who scores the goal in that game. Datro David Fofana, another one of the substitutes that's come on in the game and made a difference. And what a match that one's turned out to be. Molde 3, Hoffenheim 3. De Boer will be kicking himself. Absolutely fuming. There's been a few more changes across the board in tonight's games. There's been a change to the Shakhtar match. Tyson has come off and Conor Plianka coming onto the pitch there. So one of their attackers off for another one. There's also been a change as well in the Lille game. Jonathan David, who's got into some fine form recently, he's come off the pitch. Another Jonathan that's come on the pitch, Jonathan Ikone, he comes onto the pitch with about 15 minutes left of that match. We've also had a change here for both sides. Gabriel Martinelli's come onto the pitch for Emile Smith-Rowe. Of course, Martinelli being out for the last couple of weeks. Good to see him back in an Arsenal shirt again. And then Adel Taarabt has come off the pitch and Brazilian Gabriel has come on. So a few changes there in the match. But, I was just about to say for a second, I thought for a second the Molde goal had been disallowed. The goal had gone off the Europa League website for a second, but it does stand. It's 3-3. Drama in that match. So it might be well worth checking that one out in the highlights tonight, wherever you watch on. It's always nice to watch the highlights to see what goals have gone in. But what a game that one's turned out to be. Still time, maybe for a hat-trick for De Boer, but after missing that penalty now, he'll be absolutely kicking himself. But chance here for Benfica to come forward. It's a run for Diogo Gonçalves. Lovely run here for the substitute, Rafa Silva. Ball's played towards him, but it's too heavy in the end. And frustration for the Benfica side, who should have probably had at least a chance on goal. And talking about a chance on goal, we've had a chance on goal in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar. Still only 1-0. We said potentially about some Shakhtar dominance in the second half. Have they had a chance, or is it Maccabi getting back into the game? Well,
it's kind of a double chance, a chance for each side. It starts off with Shakhtar getting down the left-hand side. Conor Plianka, who's only just come on, he breaks for a tackle. Really, really good ball control. Breaks for the tackle, runs on goal. He can literally square it to one of the midfielders for a tap-in, but he goes alone. As he takes a shot, he slips, and it's an easy save for the keeper. And then at the other end, Maccabi Tel Aviv break. The ball's crossed in towards a striker, I believe, Pesic. Pesic misses the ball. It comes to Blackman, who hits it first time with his left foot, kind of slices it, but it's an easy save for the Shakhtar keeper. But yeah, 10 minutes to go, still 1-0 Shakhtar. It's the tempo definitely dropped off in the second half so far. But yeah, one of them. I feel like the Shakhtar are trying to keep hold of the ball off. I think they're very happy with this 1-0 lead. They just don't want to slip up and concede a silly goal. But Maccabi Tel Aviv was still pushing. But yeah, Shakhtar made all their subs now, I believe. So they just want to hold out for this 1-0 win. But we'll see if Maccabi can get that late equaliser.
We'll have to see. Thank you very much, Will. Shakhtar with that important away goal as it currently stands in that match, 1-0 to the Ukrainian side. Chance here, though, for Arsenal to double their lead. But Kawasaki trying to put a ball in the towards, I think, the path of Aubameyang, but it's gone out of play in the end. But there has been an injury. Well, actually, no. It looks like it's going to be cramped for the left-back, Kieran L, for Lille. So I think KL originally thought it was supposed to be an injury, but I think it's cramp, of course. So hopefully he should be all right to potentially continue on. Although we do have 5 substitutes in the Europa League as well as in the Champions League. So it does allow opportunities for these sides to make their substitutes. We already knew Rangers early had to make a few substitutions. 2 early ones in the first half because of injuries there. But I don't think we're going to see any changes here for the Lille side. So as he stands in that one, still currently 1-0 to Lille. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock in these games. But talking about an injury, we couldn't have timed this any better. This game between Antwerp and Rangers might be about to go up another level. Antwerp have an injury, and it's the keeper. Is it a serious one?
It is. It happened about 10 minutes ago. Like, overstretched his hamstring. He tried to carry on with it, and it's just gone down now. Looks like it's going to come off, and Hadji's just come on for Rangers as well. But looks quite a bad one for the Antwerp keeper, to be honest. I think he is going off. He's on the ground at the moment getting treatment, but it's the second time he's gone down, so I think he will go off.
I'm going to stop for a second because I was asked in the chat, is it Kieran Van?
Is the goalkeeper? Pain.
The frustration. It's not a good night for Kieran, is it?
No, I was heartbroken when you said goalkeeper. I just had to make sure it was my boy, Kieran Van.
Oh, not good for Kieran at all. Kieran Van going off with an injury, it looks like. But you've got a little bit longer left in your game. I think you've got about 15 minutes, I would say, left in your match.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So plenty of time still for a few more opportunities. But
definitely.
3-2 as it currently stands. Thank you very much, Adam, because I believe... no, it's all right. I thought we got maybe another chance. It's a yellow card in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar. Going to be a yellow card for Dor Peretz, which if Will... I don't know whether we'll remember him or not, but I do remember him for our Israel competition, our virtual Euro. He was one of the players that was a part of the Israel side in that brilliant competition we did a few months ago on the channel. So don't know if Will remembers him or not. And then John has put the highlights are on BT Sports YouTube channel after all the games are finished. They are, yes. They usually are. I don't mind, to be fair, sitting afterwards when BT do their goals show. Well, not goals show, but the highlights after the Europa League games are finished. It gives me a little bit to watch in the background while I do some work. But we've got 9 minutes left here in this match. As we said a moment ago in the Antwerp Rangers game, 15 minutes left there because of the early injuries in that match. And I think around about 8 minutes of additional time we've got. Benfica are looking like the team here, desperate to go out there and get the winning goal, which is understandable. The away goal crucial in this match, and they're at home. If they can get the advantage going into the game at the Emirates, then you would surely expect them to try and push and get that important away goal in a few days' time, well, a few weeks' time. But let's go back to Kieran because there is a penalty in the game between Lille and Ajax. Have Lille got a chance to double the lead, or is it a chance for Ajax?
It's a penalty for Ajax, and it was... I'd say it's a strange one. So the cross comes in and it's cleared by Sven Botman. Then Tagliafico is running at full speed to get to the ball. Renato Sanchez tries to shield him out the way, and Tagliafico is taken down, and the ref, I think, has double-checked it and will be giving the penalty. It was one of them. He's not gone to intention. I don't even know if he knows Tagliafico's there. He's gone to shield around the ball and just took him out. So it's a chance for Ajax to, I would say, deservedly get a goal on the night. But they're just checking. I thought he had given it. It's a strange one. I'm not convinced it was... It's not. Is he going to the? Is he going to the monitor, Josh? I feel like Chris.
I feel like he's going to be one of those tendencies where we get the big breaks in between because they spend about 5 minutes at the monitor.
I feel like Chris Kamara. I don't know what's happening yet. No, by the looks of it, the ref is quite certain it's a penalty. So he has still got his hand to his ear, though. So
they still obviously don't know properly whether they want to give it or not.
He's going to the monitor. I personally, I'm going to admit, I think Tagliafico's already going down when he's makes connection. He looks like he's diving into Renato Sanchez rather than anything else. The ref's just looking at it. I'm just looking. Renato Sanchez turns his back to it. Tagliafico, for me, is jumping to get the ball and then hits Thingy. And for me, that's not a penalty. I don't think. I know it's one of them. Could be given either way. I'm looking myself. I'm not quite convinced, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's given. No, he's given it. He's given it. He stuck with his original decision. Clearly, the VAR were a bit like on my side of, I'm not quite sure, but the ref is stuck with his original decision. Renato Sanchez gives away the penalty. and I'm just wondering if he's going to get any yellow cards. I don't think so. Sorry this has taken so long, Josh.
No, it's all right. Blame the referee. Blame VAR team for not making the decision quick enough.
To be fair to the VAR team, I would have liked him to double check it as well, because I wasn't 100%. That's definitely a penalty when I first saw it. But I'm not outraged that it's been given. Fonte's having a word with Mainan. I don't know if that's mind games, but Tadic is up to take it. The captain, one of the only players to get a 10 from L'Équipe, but can he score from 12 yards? We'll have to see.
Even Mbappe didn't get one.
No, he didn't. You're right, and only certain players do, and one of them's Dusan Tadic. He did play brilliantly in that game, to be fair. He steps up with the left foot, and it's a beautiful penalty into
1-1.
The bottom left-hand corner. 1-1, confident as you like, and deserved for this Ajax team.
And it's the important weight goal as well that they need going potentially to the second leg.
Yeah, exactly. And we're just looking now, and Alvarez couldn't look. He had to face the other way. It was maybe times, but it sets up an interesting last 3 minutes, because I said Lille 2-1. I'm still on for it. I didn't think
Does
I would.
Indeed. Who knows? Yeah. Maybe you might be able to get it. Thank you very much, KL, because there's been loads of other chances elsewhere. I'm going to get willing for a second, because in the space of that, we had 3 chances in this game between Maccabi and Shakhtar Donetsk. Will, what a game.
I know it's really lining up in these last 5 minutes, and all these chances have been from Maccabi Tel Aviv, or they've all been for the home side. And the first chance was it was kind of whipped in by the right back. I think he's called Geraldes. He gets forward, puts a really nice ball in, and it's Stepanenko does very, very well to clear the ball, but he kind of shanks it over the crossbar. So it wasn't a very I wouldn't say he cleared it. He didn't really think it through. He just kind of threw his body out, stopped the striker from getting the tap in. So it was a good tackle. And then from the corner, the ball was played short. It was whipped in by Joses, and the header was won in the box by the Spanish centre back Luis Hernandez. It was an absolutely towering header, phenomenal save from the goalkeeper, and then Shakhtar clear it away. But yeah, 2 minutes to go here. Maccabi Tel Aviv really are going for it now. But I've got a feeling they've left it a bit too late. But those 2 chances they just had, very, very unfortunate not to cash in on one of them.
Big chances indeed. Thank you very much, Will. Still 1-0 in that game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Shakhtar. And yes, of course, this game's got a little bit longer still to go. Rangers Antwerp had the injuries early. We've had a big chance in the game. Who had the chance, Adam?
It's a big chance for Rangers. Cross came in, Hadji in a 6-yard box, just put it wide as well. Probably should have scored it, but Rangers are really piling on the pressure now. They look to get another away goal and level the game up.
Will indeed. And because we've got an extra 7 minutes, I'll be coming back to you in a little bit because we've got more time to talk about the game. Get in. Well, thank you very much, Adam. 3-2 as it currently stands between Antwerp and Rangers. That one's got about 7 minutes left, not including any extra time. But what a game this has turned into. We've gone from no goals in the game to 3 goals in the space of about 15 minutes. Who's taken the lead, Kieran?
It's Ajax. It's not Lille 2-1 like I predicted. It's Ajax 2-1, the away side. It's the substitute, Brian Brobby. He's gone through after Klaassen won the ball in the middle of the fix. It was a ball that was put through by Tadic, and it was one-on-one between him and Botman. He got there first, prodded it through to Brobby, one-on-one with Mainan, slotted it through his legs, and it's 2-1 to Ajax. And I think that completes a 5-minute turnaround or something like that.
It's an unbelievable turnaround indeed. Ajax now going to their home game, potentially still with the advantage in hand with the 2 away goals, but still time for Lille to get an equaliser. Thank you very much, Kale, because we've had another goal in Adam's game. It has been electric tonight between Royal Antwerp and Rangers. But have Rangers got the equaliser, or Antwerp going to Scotland with a 2-goal lead? Adam?
It's the equaliser for Rangers. Ryan, wonderful individual goal. Gets past one, little one to Morelos. Gets past another, finesse into top right corner. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. That's 3 away goals on the Scottish side now, so it's good. Very good game. Very good game.
And you've still got time left. You've got another 5 minutes minimum.
Still about 6 minutes left, yeah.
Unbelievable. Still time for more drama. Thank you very much, Adam. The game of the night. Of course you get it. Adam's got the most ridiculous look on this channel. 6-goal thriller between Antwerp and Rangers, and there's lots of time left, potentially, for a winning goal in that match. What a first leg. Sanchez has got a yellow card for Lille. I did forget to say Mainan also got. yellow card. I don't mean my nan. I mean Mike Nan, the goalkeeper. I'd be worried if my nan got a yellow card. She sat at home, probably watching Coronation Street as we speak. Be a bit harsh to Carter for that. There was a chance, though, in the game between Shakhtar Donetsk and Maccabi Tel Aviv. We've had 4 chances in this game in the space of 5 minutes, but no goals come from it. Who had the chance, Will?
Chance for Shakhtar to kill the game off, and it was the substitute Fernando. He picked up the ball on the right hand side, went on an amazing run past about 2 defenders. It would have been a phenomenal goal, but Daniel, a big save from Daniel, the Maccabi Tel Aviv goalkeeper. And to be honest, if it stays 1-0 to Shakhtar, obviously it's a loss for Maccabi Tel Aviv, but at least going into the second leg, they're still in with it. It's only a 1-goal lead. They're not out of the tie just yet. And if they can even nick a late equaliser, it'll definitely boost the chances. But yeah, still 1-0 Shakhtar. We've got 4 added minutes. We've already played 2 of them. We've got 2 minutes left, and now Shakhtar are breaking away. I think it's Maicon. He squares it across. It comes to Fernando, and it's 2-0 to Shakhtar. And I think that could be the tie pretty much done with. I literally just said, if Maccabi Tel Aviv can hold on here and keep it 1-0, they're still in the tie. But Shakhtar break away, and it wasn't Fernando. It was actually Tete, the other substitute that came on the break, gets it on his left foot, slots it past the goalkeeper. It's an easy finish. And with 2 minutes to go in the game, Shakhtar make it 2-0, get the 2 away goals. Daniel couldn't keep that shot out. And like I said, I think that could be the tie. Pretty much done and dusted right there.
Big drama in the match. Thank you very much. Will, 2-0 for Shakhtar Donetsk. That will probably be the end of the match in terms of Maccabi trying to get back into it. But we've got to go back over to Adam again, because there's been chances since we were talking about Maccabi Tel Aviv there. Both teams looking for a winner in this game. 3-3 as it currently stands in this one. Who's had the chances, Adam?
Literally, in the space of 30 seconds, both teams had a one-on-one with the keeper. Started off with Kent, hit straight at the keeper, then 30 seconds later, Antwerp went up the pitch, one-on-one themselves, hit it straight at the keeper again.
What a game.
Both teams with some chances, both teams going for it. It's great.
Incredible match indeed. Thank you very much, Adam. 3-3 as it currently stands. That has got about 5 minutes left in that game. We've also had 5 minutes of added time in the game between Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal. 2-0 lead for the Spanish side there. 6 minutes of added time between Lille and Ajax. So still time maybe for Lille to try and get an equaliser, or Ajax to triple their lead in that game. This game has been pretty pissed since the 2 goals went in, but there's about 2 minutes left of the 4 minutes of additional time. And as Kyle put in the chat, you can clearly tell that Adam chose the right game to watch. And he wasn't even originally going to watch this game, because I said to him that I needed a game on TV, and I could have watched that Rangers game, and instead I picked this shit. Got the most awful look on this channel. But there has been a chance to the game between Red Bull Salzburg and Villarreal. 2-0 lead for Villarreal in this game. Who's had the chance, Kieren D?
Oh, it's a really glorious chance for Salzburg. And it's my boy Pat Sandaka, a little 1-2 with Adeyemi, and just rattles a shot towards goal from a tight angle and just clips the post. It's such a good chance. But, I mean, Salzburg are playing this like it's the end of the second leg, not the end of the first leg. Need to be careful that they don't concede another one, because it's 3-0. You're thinking it's probably game over. But, I mean, if they can nick one back in the last 2 minutes of added time, then it's looking like a decent game in the second leg.
Certainly is indeed. Thank you very much, KD. 2-0 to Villarreal as it currently stands. I did forget to say, the greatest Brazilian that has ever graced football did come onto the pitch. That is Willian, who's come on for the last 5 minutes of this game. Of course, one of the best players the Premier League has ever had grace the pitch. But we're going back to Adam, because there is a penalty in this game. Who's it to?
It's a pen for Rangers.
Oh, my Lord. What's happened?
Inside the box, and I think it's hit the arm of... who is it now? I'm lost for names here. I'm all over the place.
It's Sek, by the way. I think who's got it.
It's a handball, second yellow card. And it's Barisic again to step up.
So Antwerp down to 10 men. And a big moment for Barisic to get a double.
Chance for Rangers to make it 4-3.
Put it away. That's the question.
I think he will.
Big nerves.
Sek's walking off the pitch.
Oh, of course. Wasting a bit of time.
Yeah. I don't know why.
What a game.
It's been a great game, yeah. I've got some decent luck, to be fair, so far. But
ridiculous luck. It's unbelievable. So
Barisic
Barisic with a chance here to get his second of the match from a left-back position.
Keeper just complaining still.
I had it set up as 4-3. I'll leave it as 3-3 for a second.
Yeah. still complaining, right?
Well, I've just an update from the Lille game. In fact, 3 updates. There was a call for a penalty in the Lille Ajax game, being given as no pen dive yellow Brobby. I'm going to add KD in as well because there's a penalty shout or a VAR pen check in the match between Salzburg and Villarreal. Who's it to?
It's for Villarreal. And literally, just as I said, a third goal would kill this game off. It's not actually a penalty check. I think they're checking 2 things. I think they're checking a potential penalty and a potential red card for Ulmer for a challenge that happened about a minute or so after, because he's gone up, studs up, and he's almost kicked him in the crown jewels, you could say. The referee's running over to him now, and it's a yellow. Right, I didn't actually know that they could give yellow cards for VAR checks, but yeah, that's just happened.
Big chances indeed. I'm guessing the penalty's been taken, Adam. Was he put it back to the net?
4-3.
4-3.
And then this celebration went straight up to the keeper and looked him in the eyes.
That is absolutely incredible. What a game.
What a game.
AD, what's happened in yours? Has it been checked?
Yeah, it was given as a yellow card.
Bit of a strange one. Bit of a strange one indeed. As you said before, I didn't think they could give yellow cards in that situation.
No, I think they checked the penalty and it wasn't a penalty. Then they checked an incident about a minute or so after where Ulmer went like studs up, high foot on, I think it was Estupinan, and he just absolutely went through him. And they give a yellow card. And I didn't know they could actually give yellow cards for red VAR checks.
It's a very strange one indeed. Thank you very much, KD. That game's still going on for a little bit longer. We're full-time in some of the other games tonight. Full-time in the game between Lille and Ajax, 2-1 to Ajax in that match. Brilliant result for Ajax, considering that game was 0-0 for a large period of time. It's full-time as well, quite a while ago, actually, in the game between Maccabi Tel Aviv, Shakhtar Donetsk. 2 goals in that match for Shakhtar Donetsk should surely mean that they'll be going through to the next round unless Maccabi pull off an inspired comeback in Ukraine next week. But we've pretty much got 2 games left on the board here. Mold full-time there, 3-3 win. Incredible game that one was. Hoffenheim with a 3-1 lead in that game. There was 2 opportunities for De Boer to get a hat-trick. One of them he was given as offside. One of them he missed, and then Mold came back from 3-1 down. And then an incredible result for Granada, 2-0 win against Napoli. That will be one of the best results Granada have had in their recent history, as we've also hit full-time in the game between Salzburg and Villarreal, which means, Adam, you're the last one left, and what a game it is.
Yeah, there's about 4 minutes left, and yeah, Antwerp putting the pressure on again here.
Well, I've put it on for the last few minutes. I'm going to obviously keep on the hush just in case there are any other chances in this game. But with Antwerp being down to 10 men now, Rangers will be definitely full of confidence. Yeah. Can you see any more goals in this match?
I actually can, the way the game's going. I can see Antwerp scoring, or even Rangers pushing. They're both pushing for another goal, which is crazy, to be honest.
He's mad as well because we've got to take into consideration this is the first leg of the tie, and I'm guessing both teams have come out and played it as if their lives are on the line.
Well, it started off a bit slow, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just came to life, and there's been goals ever since.
It's been a brilliant game to watch. I'm going to bring people in the meantime. If there's a goal, just scream it out, celebrate, go wild, Adam. If there's a goal, because. We'll go through some of the other games while we've gone full time. Benfica 1, Arsenal 1. It was shit. Lille 1, Ajax 2. Quite an interesting game, this one, KL. Started off as 0-0. We were saying at half time it's been pretty poor. Then it turned into a mad match.
Yeah, at 70 minutes, I would have been like you. Came on, said it's shit and left. But to be honest, as the game progressed towards the end, it was exactly what I thought it was. The game, I thought was going to be for 90 minutes. It sets up the second leg very well because Lille will have to come out in the second leg, and I'm really excited to see that either next week or it's next week because of Europa, isn't it? So next week, I can't wait for it. But Ajax deserved it. They dominated possession, had the better chances, and the substitute Brian Brobby put it through the legs of Mainan, and there's a chance, and that's how I react on the little things.
What happened there?
Just hit the post.
Oh, my Lord.
30 yards out as well.
I'm pretty sure that was Miyashi as well.
It was, yeah.
Is that the former Arsenal Miyashi?
Is it? I'm not too sure,
Not the Japanese one. Ryohei Miyashi.
That's
it is,
what I was thinking. It is?
It is, yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. But coming back to that Lille Ajax game, brilliant match, as you said.
Yeah.
Makes it a fantastic second leg, which no doubt, I'm pretty sure you'll be covering that one next week.
Yeah. I might as well stay with it. You know, I've got to know the players. I've got an emotional connection with the fixture. So I'm gonna stick with this one next week. And fingers crossed, it doesn't take 70 minutes to get going like it did this week. But good game overall.
Brilliant game at the end of it. Thank you very much, KL, as it currently stands. Well, I'm saying as it currently stands. He's done. He's finished. It's finished and over. Ajax with a 2-1 leg lead for the first section of the round 32. Of course, Lille will be going to Amsterdam in a few weeks' time, well, next week even, to try and see if they can get back. Thank you very much, KL. With that result, we've got about a minute and 20 seconds left of this game.
Yeah.
Miyashi hitting the post.
Yeah.
You did say you thought it was going to be more goals, and I did think for a second we had an extra goal in this match.
I think there may be one more left in it. There's a minute left, though. Rangers are trying to see the game out with possession, but you never know. It's been
unbelievable.
It's been crazy.
What a game. And do you know what? A brilliant game for Will as well. Maccabi Tel Aviv 0, Shakhtar 2. A game that, very similar. It had a nice early goal in this one. Livened up at the end. And exactly as you said, Will, you said if Maccabi can leave this game with a 1-0 result, they'll be quite happy. And commentators' curse striked. And Shakhtar go home with a 2-0 win.
Yeah. It was deserved. From minute one, Shakhtar dominated this game. You know, they outpassed Maccabi Tel Aviv, they outrun them, and they were just. I think what it comes down to is Shakhtar just got better quality than Maccabi Tel Aviv. It's that simple. They've got the players like Marlos and Tyson and Manor, and just loads and loads of skillful players that can pick a pass really well. I mean, some of the link-up play that I saw was very, very good from Shakhtar. Yeah, they got the early goal for Alan Patrick, which was a brilliant passing move. Early in the second half, Maccabi started getting back into the game, but they never created a proper chance. They're always like half chances. And then obviously at the end, Shakhtar run away and got that winning goal from Tete. And Fernando came on at the end for Shakhtar, number 99. I think he only came on for the last 5 minutes. But he looked like a talent. Like, as soon as he picked the ball up, he was running at defenders. He could have scored himself. He run past 2 defenders, and his shot was well saved. And he actually made the second goal. So he looked really, really good. I'm interested to see if he gets any more game time in the second leg, which like Kale's probably following. Kale's going to follow the second leg of his game. I'm probably going to follow the second leg of this match as well. So. Yeah, but like I said, if Maccabi could have kept it 1-0, maybe they're in with a shot, but I think it's all but over, especially with Shakhtar getting 2 away goals. I can't see Maccabi scoring 2 goals in Donetsk next week.
Committed to the cause indeed. We love it. Thank you very much, Will. 2-0 to Shakhtar Donetsk, the Europa League finalists, semi-finalists even, continue on their fine form in the Europa League. We're still going on in this game, by the way. I mean, Josh is in the chat. We all good, buddy. Crazy Rangers game. Even you said in the chat 1-1. Who would have expected a game like this? Absolutely mental match.
Full time.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I mean, what a game.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Take a breather, Adam. Try and describe that game, because we had a red card, 7 goals. We had potentially an equaliser at the very end from about a 25-yard hit. Brilliant match to watch.
It kind of started off with the 2 injuries from Rangers. Like, as soon as Roof came off and Tavernier, it kind of started from there, really. Before then, it was a bit of a slow game. But second half as well has taken off. It's just absolutely, I can't describe it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's a mental game. And the best thing is, there's another leg.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to be an interesting match.
4 away goals there for Rangers. Surely they'll be thinking that they can't mess this up now. Being at high up, but you never know.
You never know. That's the Europa League for you in the Champions League, the special competitions. But 7 goals on the night, 3 penalties and a red card. I think this one will go down as a very memorable Rangers game, depending on what happens in that second leg.
It's a classic. Definitely a classic.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable match. Thank you very much, Adam. Greatly appreciate it. 4-3 Rangers. What a game. This is a second leg. And I'll tell you one thing. If Adam is with us next week, fingers crossed he is, he'll not be wanting to give that game up, because whoever has that is bloody lucky. Let's go on to the last game of the night that we've got to talk about. Red Bull Salzburg 0, Villarreal 2. Now, before we even started the Europa League, KD came to me on this one. He said he wanted to cover this game because of the attacking prowess of Salzburg. Brilliant side to watch. And overall, Kieran, Villarreal come out of this game with a 2-0 win. First half, we said Salzburg didn't look as good in the game. But in the second half, improved performance, although it's going to be very hard to beat Villarreal in Spain.
Yeah, it was a very stop-start game, to be honest. It wasn't a very good watch, I'm not going to lie, but Villarreal got the job done on the night, which is just what you expected of them. A very professional side. Like I said, they've got so many experienced players in the side. It just carried them through, and I mean, Salzburg, it's just the same story over and over again. I feel like I'm reading the same book when I watch Salzburg play. They just can't finish. If they could finish, they'd have won this tie about 3 or 4-0. You know what I mean? But... yeah, like you said, a very tough tie. I think the away leg is the second leg's at a neutral venue, but I'm not quite sure.
We'll have to find out, of course. But Salzburg, we've seen them before play well against the very best sides. Do you think it's a hard task for them? Do you think they can do it, or are we looking at it now and thinking Salzburg are going home?
That is a very tough question. I'm going to say they can do it because they've got a lot of talented players. If they could put the ball in the back of the net, it'd make it a hell of a lot easier. So I'm sure I do. By the way, I do want this game for next week. I'm sure when I watch them next week, it'll probably be more of the same, and they'll get beat 2-0 again.
Who knows? At least you get some goals in it. But you'd like to see Salzburg put up a good fight. Thank you, Kieren D. 2-0 to Villarreal in that game, which means tonight's action in the Europa League is done and dusted. And it started off for us as a bit of a poor night. It was looking like we were going to have a pretty poor overall 90 minutes of action, but it turned out to be quite an interesting night in the end. Some drama in the game between Lille and Ajax, drama in the game between Shakhtar and Maccabi, lots of chances at the end, drama in the game between Rangers, and two teams turning up to have a kickabout in Benfica and Arsenal. I mean, we've got to have a look at some of the other content coming up on the channel over the next couple of days because it is absolutely relentless with everything that is still to come up in the next couple of days. Don't forget, the Champions League is back on Tuesday night. We will be live with that. The two games on Tuesday, Atletico Madrid taking on Chelsea and Lazio taking on Bayern Munich. KD will be on that watch-along. And do you know what? I might even join him on Tuesday night for that Atletico Madrid-Chelsea game because that one could be a very, very good game on paper. But we'll know more on Tuesday on who's covering that. But you've just watched the 8 p.m. kickoff goal show. It's done. We will be doing that again at 5:55 next week for these exact same games. But coming up tomorrow morning, he wasn't with us tonight, but Rome will be live at 8 a.m. in the morning with the A-League Live watch-along for your A-League Fridays. That's Adelaide United taking on the Central Coast Mariners. And then Rome will be back again. He'll be joining KD for Eintracht Frankfurt versus Bayern Munich. First place, Bayern, taking on third place, Frankfurt. That should be a thrilling encounter in the Bundesliga. And then don't forget, the Double Top podcast will be on the channel at some point in the near future. I'm going to try and record it when I've got a little bit more free time. And hopefully we might have a very, very special guest indeed joining us on that. But what a brilliant, brilliant night of action. Let's bring all the boys in just very quickly to say a massive thank you because, you know, with these goal shows, it's quite fun to do them. You get drama and lots of tension. But very quickly, Kyle did put the link in the chat. Thank you, as always, Kyle. The sports-corner.com. If you haven't checked it out already, then please, please do. We've got new articles available every single day. So please do go check it out. There's feature pieces. There's giveaways we're doing right now on our Twitter as well. So do check it out if you haven't already. The support is massively, massively appreciated. But bring all the guys in. I just want to say a big thank you to Kieren D, big thank you to Adam, big thank you to KL, and a big thank you to Will. Greatly appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, John.
Thank you very much. We'll be back 5:55 next week doing this again. I'll tell you one thing, I'm not fucking doing that game again. But big thank you to you all. Don't forget to leave a like and subscription. And as for now, have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And we hope to see you.